we place people on these pedestals and we say, oh no, you can't do no wrong. We don't even want to hear it.
Right.
And when you hear cats say, you know what they do? They don't say anything and they act like it didn't happen. I'm going to keep talking until you take accountability.
Right.
Until you say, Uncle, I've done this.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the simulcast of Love, Life, and Marriage with The Woods and the BCV channel. I am your host, Pastor SaikoWoods, and this is my lovely bride, my rib.
And I am Sharon.
And welcome to the broadcast. Those of you who are joining us, please do the following. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell at the bottom of the video. That way, whenever we go live, you will be one of the first to view it. Also, if you'd like to support this ministry financially, first and foremost, thank you. Thank all of you. Thank you so much for your tangible expressions of love and support to this channel and also to the Love, Life, and Marriage with the Woods channel. But if you would like to become a body lifers are those who, outside of their normal support to their local church, if they have one and they'd like to support ministries like this, there's no obligation. You can stop and start at any time. Just go to the links below. You can choose whatever donation links and options available, and we do appreciate that. Also, those of you who use Super Chat, just want to remind you again, those who use Super Chat, those resources would not be sent to our page or our account until the following revenue cycle, because their dates of instant posting and instant donations are not the same as Cash App or Venmo and other instant pay options. And so if you choose to do that, we do thank you, but just wanted to bring that and make that aware and put that abreast before you as well. So we do thank you for that. Facebook family, thank you those who will be joining. Good to see you, Dave, and others who will be joining the live stream. Also, those who may be in the Love, Life, and Marriage with the Woods channel. Let's see if anybody is there. I think there's a couple of people maybe. You want me to pull it up? You can if you want. That's fine. But anyway, we do appreciate it. Good to see everybody there. Good to see you, Kim. Good to see you, Christina. Fix your face. Good to see you, Tommy. No Cap Christian. Vigilant. Good to see you. Gracious Me. Good to see my sister all the way in the UK. Who else we have? Anyone else? That should be it so far. But anyway, so listen. Tonight, we were going to try to start early, but I just tell you, it was so much information and content that I said, you know what, I'm just going to keep it at the 7 o'clock. You'll see why, but we're going to try to get through this as much as we can. But there was a lot. If you watched that Monique on Club Shay Shay's interview the other day, I'm telling you, man. Well, you'll see what it means in just a second. But again, welcome, Caribbean man. Wow, good to see you. What time is it in the Caribbean? What time is it over there? Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And how did you find out about the channel? We always are interested and curious of people outside of the United States who watch our channel and subscribe and support our channel. So how did you hear it, and how did you find out about BCV or Love, Life, and Marriage with the Woods? Good to see you, Amanda. Good to see you, Michael. Good to see y'all, man, over in Facebook. Yeah, looking for. So it's 9 p.m. Okay. So is it? That's 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. About 2 hours. Okay. Yeah. Well, good to see you. Good to see you, and welcome. Hope you be blessed by what we're going to be discussing and challenged and encouraged as well tonight. So, anyway, tonight this is a live reaction. It's been a while, y'all. It's been a while. It has been a while.
We have missed you guys.
Yeah, we have. We missed you all, and I'll just tell you, we'll be putting out content. God has us in a season of pruning. We are in a season of pruning. Our families is in a season of pruning. Individually, we're being pruned. You'll understand that once the Lord gives us that green light to share with you all, and I'll tell you this much: I do believe it's going to resonate with a lot of you. It's going to confirm some things with some of you. I believe it's also going to encourage and challenge and strengthen many of you to let you know that all of us are going through something, and all of us will get through something together. But it's going to require us being able to bear burdens, meet needs, being open, being transparent, all of those things. And so we'll be talking about that, and that will be probably discussed on the marriage channel. So with that being said, if you have not subscribed to the Love Life and Marriage channel, this is why we've doing a simulcast, because that way when we get to 1,000 subscribers, then we can just do our live streams on that channel, and we'll be able to build and generate revenue and things of that nature, and people will be able to spread and get the word out for that. So if you have not subscribed to the Love Life and Marriage with the Woods channel, please do so. Please go over there and just subscribe to it. I'm pretty sure we have videos that some of you still have yet to see. So I would encourage you to go over there and
binge watch.
Yeah, just binge watch and check them out. I believe you'll be encouraged and be blessed by it as well too. So yes, tonight for the next couple of hours, we're going to get it in. I'm going to tell you now, not that my wife needed my permission or anything like that, but I did say, hey, listen, I know this thing hit us different. I know it hit her different. I said, you have full reign. You have full reign to, hey, get it in. Say whatever you want to say within the spiritual realm, right? Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, I told her, hey, listen, if you gotta call them out, call names. Whatever. I said, because I believe for us, Monique, in a strange way, Monique ministered to me.
But isn't that the case of our life at this moment?
Yeah,
we are eating at some very
I'm telling y'all
unlikely places.
Y'all are gonna listen, when the Lord gives us that green light, when the Lord says, okay, now you can go ahead and just let them know. It's a lot, y'all. Mm-hmm. It won't be discussed in one video. I put it that way. It's gonna be matter of fact, I'll tell you this much. Y'all remember if you haven't, let me ask you this. Have y'all watched the abuse series that my wife did on the Love Life and Marriage? Put a one up in the comments if you watched my wife's, was it 7 or 8?
It was at least, I think, 8.
If you've watched the 7 or 8 part series of my wife giving her testimony of her being abused, domestically abused, not by me, but if you've seen it, put up a 1 if you've seen it. If you haven't, just tell the truth. Put up a 2. Okay? Put up a 2. Listen, Monique was speaking to great. Man, come on, facts. Yeah, she was speaking some serious truth. So yeah, let me see the ones. Be honest, tell the truth, shame the devil. That's okay. If you haven't, there's room at the cross. There's forgiveness at the cross. G France, that's your homework assignment. You go over there and watch that video. Kim, you too. Going on over there. I know it's cold in the D. Go on over there and watch them videos. Justin, I know she was gonna be down. I already knew that she was gonna be down and said she watched it. So yeah, that's your homework assignment for the weekend. Get back at us next week. I want a full page report. But no, so that I believe is going to be tantamount to what we are going to be discussing. Trust me, we're going to, when the Lord gives us, and he'll listen, because he's working on us now with it. I mean, it's so much we don't even have to write this stuff down. It's just like it's fresh. You know what I'm saying? But I know once we start talking about these things, and once we start addressing it and becoming transparent with it and disrobing ourselves with it, and just, letting y'all see us just open and bare. Number one, we're not worrying about anybody that's hating on me or hating on our channel or not liking me. We're not even focusing on them. We can care less. We're talking about the remnant. We're talking about the body. We're talking about those of us who have gone through, who are in the midst of things that they're going through, who have come out and have gone through things on the other side. These series of discussions and topics is going to be for you. and you'll know exactly what we mean once we start dropping that content, Lord willing. And so stay tuned. So stay tuned. But it's been a while for us to do our marriage content, marriage challenge. You've been seeing me do videos on the BCV side. We do appreciate that, and thank you for that. But let's jump into this topic. Let's jump into these reaction videos. But first, as we always do, if you've seen the video, if you've seen the interview, Monique reminded me of this one verse in Scripture. It is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 17. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 17. The Bible reads, the first to plead his case seems right, right? The first to plead his case seems right. The first who had the biggest platform. The first one who has the most subscribers, the most followers, all of that. You can apply that across the board. The first to plead his case seems right until, Solomon says, until another comes and questions him or examines him. The NLT New Living Translation says the first to speak in court sounds right until the cross-examination begins. Yeah, it's everybody always is the hero until the other side said, well, wait a minute now. You said what now? You said this, and this. But how does that make any sense if you were doing this, and this? You see, it's easy to seem innocent until someone can show you that you're not as innocent as you have been portraying and making yourself out to be. Not everybody is a victim. There's some villains and villainesses. Yes. Okay. We were taught in biblical counseling, always watch out for the unobvious bad guy. Yep. It's always the unobvious bad guy that you got to check. You know, it's not always the one that's the loudest, that's the innocent one. It's sometimes the one that's laying in the cut, that's taking all the blows, and they just haven't had the opportunity to say anything. And so that series really, not a series, but that interview, yeah, it hit us different. And some of you have been following us, and some of you have been aware of some of the things we've been going through and have been experiencing. And God in his sovereignty and his providence has really allowed us to be able to have that interview with Shannon Sharp and Monique to resonate. So that's the verse, right? That's the verse. And so I have a series of clips, y'all. Listen, we're gonna try to get through these clips. We're gonna be commentating and sharing our thoughts and giving you our insight and our perspective on it as well. So without any further ado, we're gonna drop on the first clip. The first clip. First of all,
you ready?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you good? You gonna be all right? See? Yeah. See, you sure? Y'all stretch your hands over here. Y'all stretch your hands toward the mist and say, Father God, and oh Lord, we come to you right now. Yeah, because I'm telling you, yeah, we were doing some talking when we was watching this video. But anyway, if you've seen it, y'all know what this woman was saying. And that's why I put up the poll question. How many of you believe what Monique was saying was true? That woman had been railroaded. That woman had been lied on. That woman had been slandered for years. And it's one thing when you're slandered, but it's another thing when you're slandered and people that could help you don't help you, or have you think that you're the crazy one, or have you think that you're the divisive one, the messy one, or the person that, as Tyler Perry said, can't work with, right? Difficult to work with.
And we've heard all of those.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. And only a few, y'all. It's only a few that will stand and have your back. And I'm talking about a very few. And so this woman's her story resonated. And I'll say this. It was an indictment.
It is.
It's an indictment against the church. It's an indictment against the church. It's an indictment against every Christian who had the mindset, or who has the mindset of the people like the Steve Harveys, like the Tyler Perrys, like the Oprah Winfreys, like the norm, the populace. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's an indictment against the church, man. It's an indictment against the church. And so that's why it really resonated with me and my wife and some of you all in the comments.
And just because a lot of people are saying it doesn't make it true.
That's right.
It doesn't make it right.
Right. Exactly. So this is why we wanted to do this video tonight. So get a snack. Make sure you guys have your drink. We got ours. Let's get into it. Clip number 1.
Right. right? And if you tell me something and you say, Monique, I've done something to somebody, but don't say nothing. Shannon, I'm gonna need you to fix that. Because if you don't fix it, I'm gonna have to tell that because it's wrong. So when she tells me this is not his baby, but I'm gonna tell him it's his baby, I can't let you do that. That's not right. Wow. So what I stand for is right. And I think where we run into a problem in our community, in our group, we get so caught in, well, that's not your place, but you see wrong happening, right?
Let's just stop right there.
Oh my God.
See? This is going to be a long night, y'all. If y'all,
she just said,
yes, she did.
Just used the clip. She just used an example.
Yes, she did.
Of someone saying that
ain't my place.
It's not my place. But the other example was, I'm gonna tell him it's his baby, but anyway, it's not his baby.
But it's not. They're gonna lie, yeah. Because
so you want somebody to cover your lie, and run along with your lie, and then get mad when they tell you, no, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. And not only I'm not doing it, but I'm gonna tell the person that you gonna do it to. That ain't their baby.
Right. And you got so long before I go
That's
tell
right.
them.
That's
I'm
right.
give you a deadline.
That's right.
I'm going to tell them.
And that's the mentality. That's the mentality. That's the attitude. It ain't my place, or that's like Fix Your Face said, that ain't my church, that ain't my pastor. See, that's the mentality.
This mess we in now.
Yeah, that's the mentality, y'all. That's the mentality.
Nobody wants to speak up. Nobody wants to get involved. Nobody wants to get messy.
Yeah,
nobody wants to get their hands dirty.
Somebody said you gotta come close to the mic. Somebody have to bring this mic down, y'all. We're gonna have to work this mic out. Because I told my wife, let me move this over. Come on, let's move it over.
That's fine.
We're gonna move it over, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it like that. Let's see. How is that, y'all? Let me see. Let me move it over a little bit more. Let's see. Because everybody want to make sure they hear you, ma'am. Everybody want to make sure they hear you. So how about now?
Yeah, I can't see nothing.
You can't see? What you can't see?
I don't see the screen. I can't.
You can't see the screen, y'all. My wife is okay. So let me try it again, y'all. Let's get some aesthetics going.
Just put it back the way we had it.
Because they can't hear you, dear.
No, I'm talking about when we always have it before.
I had it right here.
No, that's not what
I had it up here. I had it boomed, but they say they can't hear your voice.
Y'all can't hear me.
Now they can't. You yelling? That's the whole point. But can you see it now? You can't see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I'm all right.
You sure?
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Somebody said have you sit on the phone book.
Who said that?
That was no cap Christian. So that means he ain't lying when he say what he say.
I'm sitting on 2 pillows already as it is.
My wife is 5'1", y'all.
I'm 5'2".
See, what's an inch? I guess it's a lot when you're short. Okay.
Yes, it is.
But so is the sound okay? So okay. So you say you can hear now? Okay. Kimmy says yeah. So people want to make sure they can hear you. Okay, cool. All right. So we good, right?
Good.
I know y'all can hear me. I know y'all can, because my levels go on yellow when I talk. My wife talks like the cop on Police Academy.
Would you stop?
See? Would you stop? That's how she be talking until she gets mad, which will be in a few minutes. So let's continue with the rest of the video.
So when you see wrong happening, what you do? Do you just stand back and say, that ain't my business? Or do you look and say, well, I knew that wasn't his baby. Now the baby 21 years old and he's trying to find his father. What you gonna do? I'm asking you, what you gonna do?
Now, let me... Yo, Monique, listen, Monique got questions too. She want to know. And you see how Shannon was responding? She was like, okay, I know what I'm going to do, but I want to know what would you do? How would you handle this? How would you feel? Because again, until it's our toothache, we'll never say ouch.
Well, honestly, Monique, if somebody say, well, Shannon, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you this in confidentiality, and I don't want to go any further than me, you, and this table.
Yes.
It stays with me, him, and the table.
Well, let me say this, because I'm going to go back and forth with you. Okay, I would say before you tell me, did you hurt somebody?
Okay, yes.
Before you tell me, is this something that would make me question your character? Before you tell me, you got to be clear about what you get ready to tell me. Because if you're getting ready to tell me something and I know that you've done something wrong, I know that you're wrong, and I not say anything, that's why people are allowed to keep harming people for years to come. See Harvey Weinstein?
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of people that knew what was happening.
Right.
But they felt it wasn't their place.
It wasn't their place. Right, until it becomes you. So I think the moment we get into a space, and I was in the 11th grade at the time, okay? But when we get into a space where we say, listen, If I know you're doing wrong, and I take a position that's not my place, eventually you will succumb to what you support.
Listen, when she said that, listen, Monique, I know you're watching somewhere. I know you're watching. I got to go. I just got to go and just give this to her. Listen. You will succumb to what you support. Man, bars.
Facts.
Okay?
All
now,
facts.
So again, I mean, what do you say with that? What do you say to that? Other than the fact that, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, Monique is not a Christian. Did everybody
right? And that's the kicker.
Okay.
Because, like you were saying earlier, it's an indictment against the church.
Yes.
We hear that so often and so much.
Come on,
that
man.
It has become the norm.
Right.
I'm not going to speak up. I'm not going to say anything. It's not my place. It's not my business.
Right.
Excuse me. So these things get covered up. They get swept under the rug.
Right.
And in the meantime, people are being hurt. Lives are being hurt. Lives are being destroyed.
Yep.
Because nobody wants to speak up.
Yep. Because you're being quiet. You're being quiet. That's why. And so, again, that's why I said, y'all, this when we watched it live, when they premiered it live, I was just like, I said, man, this is gonna be so many highlights. I mean, she was dropping some serious gold nuggets. I'm talking about like, this is some gold rush stuff here. And she wasn't afraid. She was bold with it. Monique has always been that way since I've been knowing her. As far as when she does interviews, and she's not ignorant. She's not ghetto,
right?
Nothing like that. Now she's from Baltimore, right? But she knows how to comport herself. She knows how to handle herself. And so when I watch her interviews and watch how she responds to these accusations and things of that nature, people can call you a lie all they want, but they can't lie against the receipts. They'll just call you a lie like D.L. Hughley did,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the clips that we saw on that. But she was also talking about how people attack the messenger instead of just focusing on the message. So let's get into that clip number 2.
What was your relationship with the young lady that told you this in confidentiality?
I'm not going to focus on. I was in 11th grade. Now I'm 56. But when she told me, I told her, I'm going to tell. See, I'm that. I'm going to tell him what you said. So we clear. I'm going to tell him what you said because that's not right.
Oh, my goodness, Mo.
See, I think that's the problem that we're dealing with right now, Shannon.
Okay.
When we know something is wrong. Everything Cat Williams sat here and said.
Right.
We all know it to be the truth. However, we get so caught up in, well, I ain't going to say nothing.
Right.
Well, can you believe he said it? Or can you...
Or it's the messenger.
It's the messenger, baby. We get so caught up in the messenger that we'll overlook the message. People have a hard time hearing a 5'5" giant tell the truth. People have a hard time with a black woman over 200 pounds tell the truth because people that look like us, we should just be grateful. We got invited to the party.
Right.
We should just be grateful that someone paid us attention. I've dealt with that my whole life. I've dealt with that. So when you get to a space where you say, listen, I want to be free. I want to be free. I don't want to walk around intimidated, scared, fearful. What might happen? What they going to say? What they going to do? If it's your story and it's the truth, tell it. Because what you can do is be in a position to prevent it happening to someone else over and over and over again. So if I go back to the 11th grade with that sister who's no longer with us, rest her with that sister, I would do that again. Because if you tell me something and we know it's wrong, but you're going to pin that on somebody else, is that right?
Do y'all, I mean, listen, this again, ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from somebody who's not a Christian. And listen, you know what it reminds me of? Thank you, Christina. There's one verse that you just mentioned right there, where Jesus says, the children of darkness are more shrewd than the children of the light.
Yep.
They know how to move. They know how to deal with other folk without them actually being shady. but they can deal with shady people without being shady themselves. They got street snaps and street sense about themselves. Why is it as we as Christians, we say, but we act like we don't know how to think? Well, probably because most
it's
of them
like you want to put your common sense down.
Yeah, I'm like,
and I don't understand that.
I'm saved, but I ain't stupid now.
And we have been living this life,
man, listen,
that we are in now for years. Because when this 5'11" man speaks the truth, you become the enemy.
I told y'all she about to go. She about to take off, y'all. She about to take. Y'all see all this beautiful yellow? She about to turn red on y'all. I'm telling y'all, she about to turn tomato red. Watch. The more these videos drop, oh yeah. Y'all thought y'all couldn't hear her talk? Okay. But listen, it's an indictment, y'all. I can't say it more clearer than that. It's an indictment against the church. It's an indictment against believers. I mean, y'all, if y'all been following my content, following my channel, look how many people come at me because I'm defending the innocent.
Yep.
But it's not the way that they would do it. And if it's not the way that they would do it, not only would they try to disagree with me, but they'll try to destroy what God. First of all, how you gonna destroy what God has established and developed? That's stupid.
But then they get mad because you have receipts and say a Christian not supposed to have receipts.
Don't listen.
What kind of foolishness is that?
Listen, y'all. We're gonna get to that clip in a minute. Trust me. If I didn't highlight any other clip, y'all know your boy highlighted that joint. Y'all know when I saw that, I was ready to run. I was ready to run when she brought up them receipts. When Monique got receipts, y'all.
Because I'm like, okay,
receiptology, facts.
What we have nothing to be fearful of.
Nope.
And you should have nothing to be fearful of if you telling the truth.
Right.
You're only fearful when you know you're lying.
Right.
And you know you're gonna get caught lying.
Right.
And then you get mad because the person that you don't want to say nothing is gonna say something and pull out the receipts that shows you lying.
Jesus love you said, bro, BCV slipped Monique some note before that interview. Man, listen, yo. The School of Receiptology is free. It's free. It's open enrollment right now.
Sure
it's open enrollment. I
can show you how to do it.
Listen,
I can show you how to do it.
Hey, look, ask Noble Beran. He signed up for the Receiptology 101 class. The instructor, the professor is right there. As a matter of fact, she gave me the course. She gave me the course in 2001. No, excuse me. 2000, 2001, give or take. But anyway, it was a long time ago, and it's a free course. If you want to know what the doctrine of receiptology is, it's just a doctrine of keeping receipts. That's all. Because trust me, you're going to need them dealing with people today.
Talking about what Christian keeps receipts?
But that's
a smart one.
See, and we ain't talking about Corey either.
About that one.
We ain't talking about Corey either. How about that? Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Because maybe he should have kept some receipts.
So before we get too ahead of ourselves, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, this is David said, why would we be encouraging covering up sin? Where's Christ? Exactly, he's not. He's not at all. So she's asking clear cut, no holds barred questions that should force all of us to think. And again, I don't believe Shannon Sharpe is a Christian. We're watching unbelievers, y'all. Listen, unbelievers,
right,
that are dealing with issues, and they're dealing with it better than the church.
And the other thing is this: why is it that we have such a problem with someone making you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Can we go ahead? Yeah, go right ahead. Absolutely, please. Yes, please share the video. Go right ahead.
Why do we have a problem with us making you think when you ask questions?
Because people look at it as being intimidating. You're trying.
You're only intimidated if you can't answer the question.
Well, that's you answered your own question too. You answered your own question. Yeah, he sure did say that, Sean. He said it's God's side and then the other side. That's exactly what he said. But listen, let's get on to the next clip, y'all. Let's get on to the clip. Clip number 3. Trauma and disrespect is what I call this. Trauma and disrespect.
We've been taught to say trauma is okay. We've been taught to say you mistreated me, you abused me, you violated me, you disrespected me, you belittled me, but I'm supposed to look at you at Thanksgiving and say, how you doing, Unc?
Listen, is there anybody in the live? Anybody in the chat? Facebook family. Can anybody resonate with what this woman just said? Have you been around people that act like that? That will actually act as though they didn't do anything wrong to you. I mean, whatever that wrong was, or they want you to get over it, or act as though, hey, I mean, if you felt that way, no. See again, yeah, but that's the mentality, that's the attitude, and listen, we're talking about in the church. I'm not even talking about the world. I'm talking about the church. We can take this woman's video interview with Shannon Sharp and apply this to the visible church. Listen, It's not the remnant that's acting a fool. It ain't the remnant.
No.
It ain't the invisible church, y'all. It's the visible.
Yep.
It ain't the invisible church that's doing this. It's the visible church that you see all this foolishness going on. So this is the stuff we got to contend with. This is the kind of stuff we got to deal with. And this woman is calling. There you go. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Amanda. Yeah, this stuff, none of us are immune to it. But those of us who speak out against it, if you don't have a platform, then you're the ones that's the troublemaker. You're the ones that are being divisive. You're the ones that can't let stuff go. No, I can't let it go.
Then they want to throw out, well, love covers a multitude of sins.
Man, come on. They don't even know the author's intent of that verse. You don't cover sin until the sin has been dealt with.
Right.
I'm not talking about little petty stuff. I'm talking about stuff that you know, hey man, no, bro, sister, you did this.
We need to deal with it.
We got to deal with this. Ain't none of it.
We're not finna go break a biscuit. We're not finna go to no restaurant. I'm not finna come to your house either. And you definitely not finna come to mine until we have a conversation.
This woman must have been reading our emails or been on our phone and ear hustling. When I tell you that I got about 20 clips that I just gathered up, and it took me I was doing this almost all day, seriously, because y'all know when I do stuff, I try to do it right. I want to make sure that it's in sync, that it flows. And man, and this is like my third time watching the video. That's a 3-hour video, y'all. Mm-hmm. That was my third time watching that joint. So
and it's like it hits me different every time I listen to it again.
Listen. Yeah, they want to cover it, but they don't want to deal with it. You got to deal with it. It's unchristian not to deal with open sin. It's unchristian. But what else you got to say, Mo?
That's what we've been taught. You swallow that pain. That's why people have such a problem with Cat Williams. People have a problem with people that says, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. And that causes a ruckus. And you would say, why are people upset with the truth? When you hear Steve Harvey say, there are repercussions when you tell the truth.
Great sellout.
Well, remember when we were children? Mm-hmm. What would your grandmother tell you?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth, because if not, there will be what? Repercussions. Right. Well, now it's got turned around. When you tell the truth, there'll be repercussions. So what's the opposite of that? Should I tell a lie and get a reward?
Man.
So that's how we're rolling right now. That's how we're dealing with one another right now. So when it comes to family and people saying, oh, Monique, how could you? Listen, I want to live the rest of this journey that I have in peace. I want to be with my family, in love with my man, he in love with me. We watch our babies grow and develop their own families. I don't need anything in the midst of that, because you family, that I should accept that trauma. I should accept you not taking accountability for what you've done, what you've said, and we just washed the slate. That's why we're in the position we are now as a community, as a Black community, as a community in entertainment. Everybody's been so afraid to say, look what they did to me. Look what they said.
Right.
And it's like, oh, well, listen now, we don't want to ruffle no feathers, especially if the messenger doesn't fit what people should think the messenger is supposed to look like. Right. And we keep repeating history, Shannon.
I agree with you, Lady Saturn. Lord, have mercy and please save Monique. Yep, save her, save Sydney. And also, I meant to tell you this. I found this out. So they're no longer in an open marriage. Last year, she to my knowledge, I think it was in 2023 from what the article I read, is that she no longer is engaging in open marriage now. So it's her being committed to her husband Sydney, and we actually we're gonna talk about that clip as well too. Because there's listen, we got some things to say, y'all. We're just getting warmed up. Yeah, she is speaking biblically and not even knowing it.
She doesn't even know it, and she's speaking biblically.
And can we just say this real quick? Let's put this to bed. Just because a person that's not saved is dead in sin does not mean that they're dumb,
right,
or stupid. They're spiritually blind, but God, still in His sovereign providence, uses unbelievers to speak the truth. Hello, Caiaphas. Hello, Herod's wife. Hello, Epimenides. All of those are unbelievers, pagans, by the way, who God used to speak truth to either His people, the Jews in Israel, or His bride, the church. So please don't take the fact that these people are unsaved, that they can't speak truth. And the fact that they speak truth to the church, when the church is supposed to be the pillar and ground of the truth, indictment.
And it's
period.
Also, unbelievers at the status that Monique is would probably be more inclined to go to church or be around church if they knew that there weren't so many fake people in the church. But they've seen it.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure they've seen it. They've experienced it. I'm sure.
Definitely. And I was remember this is during the days of Periscope. Y'all remember Periscope? She used to do Periscope lives, and I was able to have conversations, just brief conversations with her, stuff like that, when she was doing workouts and stuff like that. And we were this close of trying to cement a interview and dialogue, but our schedules couldn't coincide. And then Periscope was gone, and so I'm hoping and praying that I can one day have, because she seems to be a nice woman. I mean, her and her husband. Just being able to
and we don't have a problem with her and her husband being together, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. But I think what she's been saying is just like I said, man. I was encouraged by it. I was encouraged. It was confirmation for me, and even a sense of vindication that we're not crazy. That we're not crazy. We're not out here just
making
seeing
up
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah. No. We're not.
This is not Sharon and Seiko's concept. These are biblical concepts
that unbelievers
just happen to know and live out.
Golly. So anyway, let's get to the next one. It was one of the sound bites that I put up on the beginning, but let's run it back.
We place people on these pedestals and we say, "Oh no, you can't do no wrong." We don't even want to hear it.
Right.
And when you hear cats say, you know what they do? They don't say anything and they act like it didn't happen. I'm going to keep talking until you take accountability.
Right.
Until you say, "Uncle, I've done this."
So again, accountability. You know what I'm saying?
That's a cuss word in the church.
Yeah. Ooh, they said the A word. What they did? What ASS? No. ACCOUNTABAILITY. Accountability.
I have never seen so many grown folk, adult folk, not be held accountable.
Right.
Because what that means is you're going to have to stand in account for your actions, for your words, and your deeds. But you don't want nobody to do that because it's going to put you, you think that's going to put you in a bad light.
Right. You're not going to be able to sit at the cool kids table. You're not going to be invited to certain functions. You're not, you're going to be quote unquote blacklisted, blackballed, or whatever the case might be. So again, the Bible calls it the fear of man. That's what the Bible calls it. It also calls it men pleasing. And so when you're not confident, when you're not confident in who you are in Christ, when you're not even sure who God made you, and some people don't even have to be Christians, and they have more sense of morals and integrity than professing Christians. Again, this is why I made sure that we were not going to let this week go by and not respond and do this video and do a reaction, because this thing here, man, listen. I said, okay, yeah. And so the next clip, receiptology. Monique's receipt game. Just in this alone, I was ready. Listen, I was done when I heard that. I was like, okay, you said enough. I ain't crazy. I know I ain't crazy. When I be red dotting folk, when I be keeping receipts, and I don't do it to expose anybody unnecessarily. Anytime I expose you, you had it coming.
Yep.
You had it coming. It don't matter if it was Terry Anderson. It doesn't matter if it don't matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
You had it coming. You lie. You intentionally try to defraud people. You try to set somebody up, or you try to mess over me or people that I know, and you think that, oh, and then you want to try to flip it and blame the person that exposed you as though they're the one that's wrong. No, that's not how that goes, player.
That's not how that's going to go.
That's not how that goes. No, sir. No, ma'am. See, Abraham says, and we wonder why our children are so unruly and rebellious because parents are not teaching these biblical principles. Facts.
Yep.
Straight up. Pocahontas said, folks don't care nothing about that. They rush into leadership positions wanting what is given, but totally ignoring what is required and the consequences thereof. Come on now.
Yep.
So let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next clip because again, this was like this was ether to me. This was I like, okay, I'm ready to go home and collect the offering, and we can just pack up right here. Monique's receipt game.
Tyler Perry called us up, right? And he said, I can see the pain in you and I can hear it. And I want to let you know that I would never do nothing to hurt you. But the conversation kept going on, only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with. He lied, only for Tyler Perry to admit I was wrong. And when my movie Boo come out, I'm going to say that, right? Now, here's where, when you did that interview with Kat, I could respect how you do it. Because Kat said, you let them people lie in your face. And your response was, Kat, I don't know if they're lying or not.
Right.
Because I can only take them at their word.
At their word.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying? What did you hear that man saying?
Come on.
He said it.
What did he say?
What?
Listen. Do y'all see Monique's poise? Do y'all see her body language? Do y'all see how?
This is what I'm talking about right here. That's what I'm talking about.
Let me play it back just a few seconds. Let me play it back just a few seconds.
Response was, Kat, I don't know if they're lying or not.
Right.
Because I can only take them at their word.
At their word.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word.
Come on.
I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying? What did you hear that man saying?
He said it.
What did he say?
Look at it. Come on. What? Say it, Shannon.
Monique, you know you're not supposed to be recording people.
Listen, and that's the mentality.
This is what. Ooh,
that's the mentality right there, y'all. How many of y'all, listen, how many of y'all have heard that same mentality on this channel from people that you know and people that used to rock with your boy and your sister? How many of you have heard that accusation?
You're not supposed to record people.
Who records people's conversations? Who do? Yeah, okay, this person. We do.
For liars like you.
We do.
That's who.
We do. And listen, God bless Shannon. He don't know any better, but he about to find out now. He about to know right now.
Oh, no. Let me back up.
Okay.
Everything we did was legal. And here's where a black woman really gets the kick in the. Had I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that.
Right.
Well, now I have him on audio, which is legal to do where we live.
Right.
School.
Okay? We have him on audio. And do you know what some people then said? Why would you record him? Just like you sat there and said, you know it's illegal to... But did you hear what the man said? I violated you.
Yeah.
I mistreated you.
Yeah.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
over a lie and a rumor?
Y'all hear this?
Is he gonna make he's gonna compensate you for that?
I want you to look in your camera.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to Tyler Perry because you heard what that man said. So ask him, will he compensate my family for that?
Tyler, will you come on Club Shay Shay and let's have a conversation about the fair compensation for what transpired between you and Monique? You can sit right here and she's sitting right here and you and I can have a conversation.
And we'll do you one better. And give me 5 on that, baby. We'll do you one better, Shay. My husband and I'll sit right next to him.
Got that right.
So listen, she's putting out the receipts and saying, yeah, this is what he did, and that's the deflection, that's the default. People, well, but you should have done. Wait, no. The man said he shot this person, or the man said I stole from you, or the man said I cheated. The man, whatever. And you're more focused on how it was obtained versus on the infraction and the offense.
Right.
Like C said, he says FBI didn't get that memo of not recording. Yeah. Anybody know anything about COINTELPRO? Yeah. And all you gotta do is know the laws of your state. Texas is one part of consent law.
Sure is.
That's all I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. And like Vigilant said, if you always tell the truth, what? No need to fear recording. The Bible says the wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. I have no problem. If you record what I say, hey, no problem.
And how many times have you said in your videos with Corey and with whoever else, this is them saying that. These are your words.
Yeah. These are your words.
So you mad because your words came back to bite you.
Yep. In the butt.
You said that.
You said that. You said I didn't say it wouldn't help your channel. I ain't say it wouldn't grow your channel. I said it wouldn't help your channel. Semantics. You see what I'm saying? So again, you have Monique, who's not a part of the body of Christ, showing you and I, who are a part of the body of Christ, how we need to deal with people who don't act like they are part of the body of Christ. Clip number 6.
There were people that reached out to Tyler Perry on my behalf.
Okay.
And I was grateful for that. Okay. There was Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights leader.
Yeah.
I sent him that audio. He listened to it. He said, baby, what that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter. And we're going to have to get him to fix that.
Right.
We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet.
Yeah,
I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him.
Yep.
Okay.
You think?
Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
Okay. Who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right? I told her what happened, sent her the audio. Now, I don't know if she listened to that audio or not. But however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Monique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine.
Right.
While we're on the phone, Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband.
Now, ask yourself the question, ladies and gentlemen. Ask yourself the question. Why would a man not want to meet with another man? Ask yourself that question. Why wouldn't a grown man not want to meet with another man?
Because they don't know how to deal with a man.
Oh. Okay. Let's continue.
And you ready for this?
Yeah.
And then Monique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
Look in the camera.
I thought that was a stage, the way you...
Look in the camera.
Yes.
Because you heard it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when you hear what this man is saying, so I said, Stephanie, tell Tyler Perry, never will I meet with him without my husband. And I owe no apology, so I'm not going to give one. That goes.
So listen, see, that's what punks do. See, punks want to get you along and not with your protection. Sydney is Monique's protection. Sydney is her covering.
That's right.
And when you have no covering, you have no protection. I would never let my wife engage and deal with another man without me being there. Matter of fact, she wouldn't be doing it no way. And notice, this is a non-Christian knowing how to deal with a man that's supposed to be a man, but he acting like a punk.
Yep.
But I'll continue.
Way, Kevin Hart. Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yes.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, "You're like my mother. You're like my aunt. You're like my sister." Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, "I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler." I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, "Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do."
Now, why would that be a problem for her to make these statements public and make these statements known? What's wrong with that? She's being accused for mentioning Kevin Hart's name. She's being accused of mentioning Tyler Perry's name. She's getting accused for mentioning Lee Daniels' name, even though her and Lee Daniels, they cool now. She's being accused of mentioning all these people's names that she said those in the business and those in the industry, they know that they're not lying. They know they're not lying. But because because it doesn't fit their narrative, because it may mess up their bag, this woman's bag has already been messed up, like she said in the previous clip, over a lie.
Right. And how many people have in our life and in our ministry have said, "I'm going to help you. I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to help you with your website." Spent time.
Listen. His name is
Charles.
Charles. What's
I don't remember his last name.
Y'all know who Charles is.
Simpson.
Charles. That's it. Charles Simpson, the second or the third.
I don't know.
Yeah, Charles Simpson. See, we're gonna call our names.
But see, you got bamboozled by the information that you received from others.
Yeah, but he said my channel was a blessing to him and his family. You know, it helped him and his family and his marriage and all that kind of stuff. You know, but because the mob. See, when you're not a real man, this is what you're easily swayed. When you don't have conviction, you're easily swayed. And so what y'all seeing on this video, Monique is dealing with weak, unprincipled men. Just like the church deals with weak, unprincipled men who would want you to basically, like Kevin Hart said, just let it go. Let's just move on. Let's just move forward. She's like, "No, I can't do that.
Right.
Can't do that. Not until the situation is dealt with." But let's continue.
And let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, "Here you go." We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, "Brother, we appreciate you," with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we.
So now, why are people accusing her of attacking Kevin Hart? I've seen videos about this part. She made it clear he helped us.
Yep.
She didn't have to do that. But see, again, being shrewd.
Right.
Because it can come back to bite her. Well, see, she didn't tell y'all that.
Right.
And when you deal with church folk,
and see, you got to play the whole clip.
You got to play the whole clip. Yeah.
Clips of the clip.
Right.
You got to play the whole thing, so that you know in context what she said about Kevin Hart.
That's right, because she said she paid him back, but but listen, she said she paid him back with interest.
To be helped out. Then when he came back with, "I got you," I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, "I'll executive produce, I'll partner with you." I said, "Good, Kevin," because we're in a deal with Endemol, and we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right? And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive use. They was like, "Oh, this is incredible," because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by. We get a call from Endemol. Endemol says, "We just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky." And Dave Becky said, "Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique." So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then, that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship after something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years later. No answer, no response. But see, again, she's balanced with it. She gave him his propers. Mm-hmm. Gave him his props. I appreciate him. When we were low, he came through and helped our family. But notice also, she didn't ask for any help with the production or anything like that. He offered this. He volunteered this to these. See, and this the thing. So this person is struggling. They've been blacklisted and blackballed, right? So yeah, you gave them few dollars here there to tie them over. I'm pretty sure he gave him a nice thing because she paid him back with interest. But she didn't ask for this based on information. That's what we're going based on information. She didn't ask for anything extra. You offered this to this woman, so now you have this woman's hopes up.
Right.
Their family's hopes are up, and any little help you can give and can get is going to help you get further down the road and move the needle.
Mm-hmm. And you're already preparing for that in your mind.
Right.
So how many times has that happened?
Somebody said they're going. Do y'all know that's a sin? Do y'all know the Bible? The proverb says that don't withhold good to whom it is due when it is in your power to do it. Do not say to your neighbor, "Come back tomorrow." Such and such. When you have it with you today. Don't be like Wimpy on Popeye. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Don't do that. Mm-mm. When you have the ability to help somebody, help them. And here's our motto. Here's our philosophy. When somebody needs help, we don't loan them money.
Right.
We give it to them. Because bad enough, and for the most part, they're already struggling. So we don't want to be a burden to them for them to have to. Now, if they choose to pay it back, then that's fine. But we make it in our mind when we give people money, when we give people help or whatever the case might be, it's a gift.
Right.
Because Lord knows we've been there. We know what it's like to need help, and you don't want to be a burden to anybody, but at the same time, you don't want the extra burden to try to pay something back because it may not help you further along. But that's just our mentality. That's just our philosophy. So anytime we do that, we do it as a gift because we're to bear one another's burdens. Now, if you have it and you can do it and it don't hurt you, then do it.
And that's just like when you were on video or something and Talia came in there in the chat and wanted to blast to everybody, talking about, oh, well, my family, remember when my family helped you and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I'm like, sis.
So and even with that, she already got her reward.
Right.
Because when you did that, that was it.
Because we didn't tell anybody what you did.
No, we didn't.
But you just did.
Right. And so it's like, and you don't go tit for tat. Well, I did this for you. That listen, you let God deal with that kind of stuff. But see, this is the kind of stuff you always have to watch out for. And I'll say this: it makes it hard for Christians
to want to
ask for help or to trust other people because you don't want to have to be put out there on Front Street. You're already at your lowest low. This woman said she was at her lowest low.
Yeah.
They were at a low point in their life.
Yeah.
They were lied on, and through a lie, her livelihood was taken from them. Mm-hmm. That's wicked. That's demonic.
Yep.
And that's just straight up evil. But let's continue.
I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again. So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up, because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh, man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying.
Right.
It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue, because that is your voice on that audio. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her, and she had recorded it? That's you on tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
That's you on tape.
So she's laying out the facts, ladies and gentlemen. She's laying all the facts out. And you can't listen, only those who lie get mad at this.
Yep.
Those who don't have principles, those who don't have integrity, they're the ones that's coming at Monique and feeling some kind of way. But if you're telling the truth, you ain't got to worry about nothing. And trust me, they're not worrying about a thing. Now, there's an audio that had been released. Matter of fact, she had released the audio of the conversation between her and Tyler Perry and with her husband Sydney. I had a copy of it. I have a copy of it, so I'm gonna play some short clips of it. But you can go online and just pull it up. You can go online and just pull up Monique leaked audio conversation or leaked audio recording of Monique and Tyler Perry. You can go right there.
Why are they saying it's leaked? I mean, she put it out there.
Yeah, leaked or released. Yeah, it'll probably either under leaked or it'll just say audio conversation. But yeah, nonetheless, she exposed them, and for the very reason that Shannon was saying, well, you know, why would you record her? Why would you do? Because people lie.
Right.
They lie. That's why they do it, and that's why you have to do it. Do y'all know that there are people that are in prison right now? Some people have lost their lives because of a lie. Because of a lie. And so we're living in that time, y'all, where people lie on you, and if you don't have your receipt game, if you don't have your checks and balances, if you don't have protective measures in place, hey, you up the creek, man, without a paddle. Hey, Shanika, how you doing, sis? Good to see you. Kevin, Matthew, what up, Jay? Brother Jay on vacation. So anyway, he now has this conversation, and so they confront him about the lie that he made and that he told. They confronted him on a phone call. So he can't run from this. Though he tried to, but check this out.
I said to you earlier, Sadiq, that wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't think that was fair.
But what would you want to be done, sir?
How would you want it fixed, Tyler?
But wait a minute. He said, I told you I didn't think that was fair. That's what he said. I didn't think that was fair. So now he's admitting that what they did to Monique wasn't fair. But let's continue.
How would you want that fixed?
And
how would I want what fixed?
Let me tell you.
The reputation, how would I want that fixed?
Let me tell you.
What exactly are you asking?
Let me tell you. So that because and my husband is that part of our team that he has the business conversations. I'm the part of the team that you saw May 13th on the stage. So what I would ask you is, because you're talking in Tyler Perry language, I would ask you to let Monique talk to Medea. Because when you start talking in Tyler Perry language, brother, you talk like you don't get it. Right, nigga. Right. You got to laugh at it because you know. Because you know. Because you know. See, let me tell you. Let me tell you, Tyler. When I watch your movies, I dig Medea. And you know why I dig her? You know why I dig her, Tyler?
Because she could be your mother.
You know why I dig her? You know why I dig her? Because that real to her gut. And she don't give a I come out. She don't give a taken. But everybody knows she love you. But she going to tell you the real See, when you stepped away from Madea and you became Tyler Perry, the billionaire, this is the conversation you're having. Like, well, guys, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? See, you a brother that slept in your car. And you needed niggas to fight for you to get you up out car. See, your mama that you love so dearly. See, this is when I know that the powers that be and everybody saying on the radio and everybody saying on the media, oh my God, it's Oprah and Tyler. They're the ones that can employ her. Why ever would she say it? Because I love them niggas. That's why I'm saying it. Because I'm tired of reading the stories 100 years from now where we had to go through this and we watch our brothers and sisters die and suffer in silence and in poverty, and we know they was right. So what I'm saying to you is, Madea, make Tyler up. I'm talking to Madea right now. Madea, I need you to pull Tyler back and say, baby, you watching this sister and you watching her family starve. You're watching it. And you're saying, what do you want me to do? Listen, don't you play with that baby like that. You know that was wrong to her. You gave charity, you gave them $400,000 to $500,000 to charity, and you know that $50,000. Where's my pistol, Brown? Where's my pistol? Because I need to shoot this nigga. Now, I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to shoot his ass to let him know Medea's man right now. Right. See, that's why I'm talking to my brother. So I appreciate you calling me.
Now, some of y'all may find that to be rather offensive, but this woman's money has been touched.
Mm-hmm.
Unjustly. Her livelihood has been touched. And I'm pretty sure some of us we've been saying the same thing, if not more. So I had to edit the comment. I mean, edit her the audio for obvious reasons. But this stuff is,
he's sitting there laughing.
Yeah,
though.
He laughing. He think this is a joke. This ain't no joke. This ain't no game.
See, it won't be a joke if he's sleeping in his car again.
Right. But so she's dealing with him on some real stuff, and so that's the problem. That when people have, like you said, the powers that be, people in positions of authority and all that kind of stuff, they can just do whatever they want to do. And and most times it goes unchallenged, unchecked, and untouched. And she's like, nah, that's not happening. So she checks him. But now in that conversation, not only did she check him, but also her husband, Sidney, he checks him too.
What would you want someone to do for you who said things about you and or mentioned things about you, alluding to the difficulties that they had with you, all because you chose. Okay. I'm not finished. All because you chose.
I got an answer.
How can you answer something and I'm not finished?
Okay, well, let me answer part of the question, and then you give me the other part. How about that?
Can you do me a favor? Can you, since you called up to have a real conversation, typically I know you used to directing, but what I need you to do is just hear me out man to man. And that is this. How would you feel if someone says something about you that you were not contractually obligated to do? What would you want them to do to make that right? And it don't have nothing to do with money.
If somebody had said that, let me just try to be in the position. If somebody had come along and said, Tyler's difficult, he's terrible to work with, he's not going to do anything that you want him to do. If they said all those things, right? If that's what the rumor was, and there were other people who knew that was not to be true, I would want those people to stand up and say that's not true.
So, will you and Oprah do that?
I can't speak for Oprah.
Will you do that?
It's my experience. I certainly can. I've never worked with Monique.
And all I would ask you is two questions. The first question is, did you not just say it was wrong?
Tyler.
Did you not just say it was wrong, Tyler?
Do y'all hear the grief?
Mm-hmm. The pleading.
I mean, the woman sighed. She sighed and said, Tyler. I mean, cause she's like, bruh, you? So now her husband, look, shout out, props to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's on some real man stuff. He's checking this dude, and rightly so. Mm-hmm. And how he's doing it, he's asking him questions like, bro, how would you feel if this were you? It's obvious.
What would you do?
Yeah, it's obvious questions. But again, Tyler is so far removed from relatability because he's in the upper echelon. And they've gotten away with it. And little did he know that the conversation was recorded. But now he's busted and still to this day refuses to make right what he knew that he did wrong.
Say she was difficult for not doing something that she was not contractually obligated to do? Did you not say that you would feel that that was wrong? Or am I missing something?
I absolutely said that. Yes.
He said, I absolutely said that. Now, how many people have said,
come on, bro.
Oh, you better stay away from Seiko.
Oh, yeah. Been warned to stay away from me. Not because I'm a thief, not because I'm a cheater, not because I'm a liar, a robber, no, just stay away. Just stay away.
He gonna record your conversation.
That's their warning. I'm saying, okay, but if you have nothing to worry about,
lying, you ain't got nothing to worry
about.
Yeah,
I mean, because I had a problem with people record my stuff. Dude, did you call him that? Yeah, I did. Yep, I did. Yep. So he admits to what he did to this woman was wrong.
So the question I would say is, but
I didn't mean to spend this much time on it is because just like you were there with your beautiful twins, I got a little boy, and I want to make sure when I'm off, that's where my attention is.
Here's the thing. Then you shouldn't have made the call until you were able to talk. But the last question I would ask you, hold up. The last thing I want to ask you is this. It's real simple. If you said it was wrong, when do you speak up and say that it was wrong, Tyler? That's it.
Okay, then that means telling my whole experience, about how I feel about the whole thing. That means telling my whole experience.
Whatever you but Tyler,
without explaining the whole situation.
Now,
I feel a hang up coming on.
Yeah. He was getting ready to get off. But here's another thing. Notice how the conversation was going, right? There's a lot of talking over. And listen, when you're in the thick of it, when you're deep in the weeds of conflict and confronting somebody, you gotta get your words, you gotta get your point across. There's gonna be talking over. You're gonna hear what I gotta say, bro. We're gonna deal with this. Some of you can't deal with that.
Yep.
So some of you can't even deal with that kind of barbershop style conversation, or when you know that you've been wrong, you think being docile, you think being just, mild tempered. Listen, do you. But that's not how I move. When I see somebody have done wrong to me or my family, or when I see injustice and I know that it is wrong, and then you trying to piss on me and call it lemonade or rain, nah, bro, that's not happening. That dog don't hunt. I ain't buying it, so don't sell it to me. So notice what Sidney had to keep doing. He like, no, but hold on. And listen, that's real life stuff.
Right.
That's real life stuff. So when y'all see me getting in with some people sometimes online, pastors aren't supposed to talk like that. What you mean, pastors aren't supposed to? Have y'all read Acts 13? Have y'all read Paul and Barnabas when they got into it?
He was up there, him and Hines.
Gosh, yeah, him and Hines stuttering, and bro, you know you're wrong.
Calling him out on it. He was calling him out, holding his feet to the fire.
Right. So you accuse this woman of being difficult. You accuse this woman, matter of fact, lied on this woman, and because this man has a platform, dear, that's my point. Mm-hmm. Because he has a platform, we see it go on right now with Trump.
Yes, absolutely.
The lamestream, not the mainstream, but the lamestream media. Mm-hmm. Big tech and all of them, they put out lies because they got the platform.
Yep.
And most people who are ignorant, they believe it. And so now this man is being falsely accused of starting an insurrection. Yep. That he did that according to impeachment trials that he went to twice, mm-hmm. They had nothing on him.
Nope.
But they're trying to stop him from running for president. They're trying to do it in Colorado, and it's going to set a bad precedent. Because if the Supreme Court, if they have not ruled in Trump's favor and saying there's no legal president from the Constitution, they're trying to use the 14th Amendment saying that he led in the insurrection. No, he didn't. He said when you go over there, I'm paraphrasing, to peacefully protest. Mm-hmm. Key word.
All they gotta do is play the audio.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They got the video.
Play the audio. Whole audio.
They got the video. They got all of it. They got all of it.
But that's not what they played before the people.
No, they don't. They don't. Matter of fact, CNN didn't even play the press conference when Trump came out and was speaking about what the Supreme Court was deliberating. They didn't even play the press conference. So these people know exactly what they're doing.
Yep.
And the church is no different.
Nope.
People with platforms, people with power, quote unquote, they're the ones that control the narrative.
Yep.
And if you have weak-minded individuals that follow you, then you're gonna believe the people because of their platform. You're gonna believe the Tyler Perrys. You're gonna believe, the T.D. Jakes. You're gonna believe the who's who in Christendom. The Oprah Winfrey's of the world. You're gonna believe them all because of their platform. And you don't even know these people, but most of these people live vicariously through these celebrities that they would never meet, and these celebrities don't even care about them. And so I was reminded in the scriptures of 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 16 to 18. This is what Ahab and Elijah. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. Y'all know Ahab was the wickedest king, the most wicked king in Israel. The text says that. When Ahab saw Elijah, now Ahab is a king. He's the ruler of Israel. When Ahab saw Elijah, Ahab said to him, "Is this you troubler of Israel?" He's putting a bad rumor and giving Elijah, the prophet of God, a bad reputation. And he calls him the trouble of Israel. And had Elijah not said anything and not defended himself like some Christians do, it would have stuck. But notice what Elijah said in verse 18. He said, "I have not troubled Israel, but you and your father's house have." Why? Because you have forsaken the commandments of the Lord and you have followed the Baals. That's what he says. No, I'm not the troubler. You're the one that's causing trouble. And listen, the Bible makes it clear. We're not the troublemakers. It's those who has caused the trouble that are the troublemakers. And if we're not careful and we don't push back, they're going to win the narrative. 1 Kings 21, 8-13. This is his wife, Jezebel. She sets up Naboth and gets Naboth killed. How? Out of a lie and over a lie and through a lie. Verse 8. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and sealed them with his seal and sent letters to the elders and to the nobles who were living with Naboth, in his city. Now she wrote in the letter saying, "Proclaim a fast and seat Naboth at the end of the table, at the head of the people, and seat two worthless men." The word worthless here, look it up in the Hebrew, it means no good. That's what it means. No good. So when people say, you shouldn't be telling people they're no good. If they acting no good, they no good.
Right.
The Holy Spirit said they were worthless men. Trash.
You are what you are.
Trash. She sends this order, puts it in Ahab's name, seat the two worthless men before him, and let them testify against him. Notice, saying, "You curse God and the king. Then take him out and stone him to death." Bearing false witness, that's a capital offense, but because they're following Deuteronomy 19:15, by the testimony of two witnesses, let every fact be confirmed, that's all they needed to convict this man of a capital offense of taking the Lord's name in vain. That was the capital offense. That was a capital crime. That was worthy and punishable of death. And all they needed was a testimony of two witnesses, two men, and the text said two worthless men. Not just two men, but two worthless men. The Holy Spirit wants us to know that they were no good. And do y'all know there's some no good people in the church?
Yep.
There's some no good, trash, garbage people in the church posing to be Christians, and they're doing the same thing that these men did to Naboth. Verse 11. So the men of his city, the elders and the nobles who lived in his city, did as Jezebel sent word to them, just as it was written in the letters which she had sent them. They proclaimed a fast, seated Naboth at the head of the people. Then the two worthless men came in and sat before him, and the worthless men testified against him, even against Naboth before the people, saying, "Naboth cursed God and the king." So they took him. This is the mob. They took him outside based on a false accusation. But notice, they would have known.
Mm-hmm.
They're basing it on the testimony of these two worthless men. So they took him outside the city, stoned him to death with stones. So he didn't die immediately. They tortured this man. They beat him. They stoned him to death. That's what the text says. Stoned him to death. One rock didn't kill him. Several rocks had took and did damage to this man. So can you imagine the fear and the intimidation and the anxiety? So when we talk about our justice system, it praise God that people can be cross-examined. There was no cross-examination here. It should have been, but it wasn't. And most stonings that occur, they drop you in a hole and just have your shoulders up exposed, so you can't move. Wow. This is how wicked this woman Jezebel was. And there are some Christians today. Yeah, they're not throwing stones physically, but they're doing it spiritually. They're doing it virtually. Yep. They're destroying people's lives and their livelihood or their reputation by making false accusations against people. And they're thinking that God doesn't see that. Matter of fact, that's one of the 7 abominations that God, he says he hates a lying tongue. And notice, not just the person, not just the tongue, he hates those who do it. So if lying is your forte, lying is your MO and your modus operandi, don't consider yourself a Christian, because you're not.
Well, we have a whole slew of people doing that.
Oh, please. You think?
They have built their life.
Yep. Online. Making videos on lies.
About you.
Yeah.
But when you ask for the receipts, they don't have it.
Or tell them to clam up.
They won't do it. They refuse to do it.
That's what cowards do. Deuteronomy 19:15, a single witness shall not rise up against a man on account of any iniquity or sin which he has committed. On the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses, a matter shall be confirmed. So they took that rule, that law, and they inverted it and used it for their own wicked and selfish advantage. Just like we see in our country today. You got a lot of so-called professing Christians claim to be conservative, but they act like Democrats when it comes to people like me and others who stand for the truth because their idols are being touched. But let's continue.
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability because, it's the great Tyler Perry. No, you've got to be accountable for that. Oprah Winfrey, you've got to be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
No.
But I thought there was an apology. I read I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology. That's not correct.
No.
The only person that's given you an apology.
You saw it. It's Lee Daniels. That's the only person. So we are in a place where we're too afraid to call them for what it is. We're too afraid to say, if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, what is it, Shannon? It's a duck.
Right.
So again, you see the struggle of the black woman as I'm sitting here talking to you and you say, Mo, but why would you record him? But you heard the man violate me. The first thing wasn't, I can't believe that cat did that to you. It's, why would you do it? And we understand it.
Right.
Because we've been conditioned that way.
Because when you had to get somehow, because when you're telling people these are lies, nobody is believing Monique. So now, even though you have him record his voice, and that's him, and he's saying he made it up, now it's no longer, oh man, I can't believe he lied on Mo. Mo, why'd you record it? So now they put the onus back on you.
Where's the win? How do we win? How does a black woman win when you say, here he is right here? And I look to the community and say, how long do we allow us to keep being exploited, used up, taken advantage of? And because we think somebody can give us an opportunity, we just say, shh, I'm not going to say nothing. If we keep operating like that, Shannon, you're going to have a whole lot of us sitting right here in this same seat, almost telling the same story.
And this woman shouldn't be the only one doing this. But again, if you don't have conviction, don't have boldness, if you're not willing to stand for the truth, then you'll lay down and take anything. And that's really a lot of people in the church. I mean, y'all seen the videos I've done on people. I mean, look what we did with John MacArthur. This man said that you can bake a cake for a sodomite wedding, and people are raking Alistair Begg over the coals. Then now recent developments are that he issued a statement. Basically, I'm just paraphrasing it now. That's not really what he meant. What he meant was, no, sir, you said it.
Who said? Who?
John MacArthur.
Oh, he is.
But the statement was issued. But the statement was issued through Phil Johnson, his attack dog.
Of course.
So I don't believe any of that. You made a statement in 2014. You said it was sin for a Christian baker to bake a cake because it's the celebration of something that God hates. Mm-hmm. Then you turn around and said, no, it's not a sin. It's the same thing as going to a restaurant. What? But people protect this. People protect their idols to the point to where they're willing to even kill you for it if they could. Now, Stephen A. Smith did a response video. Regarding the Shannon Sharpe and Monique interview. And of course, if you think Stephen A. Smith had Monique's back, then you don't know Stephen A.
Monique, I don't know if anybody said this to you, but I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to say it to you out of love. You always say sisters or brothers when you're talking to black people. Well, this is a brother talking to you, Monique. You look very bitter. You look like the light has been stripped from you.
How does he
gather bitter?
Yeah,
because she's presenting facts.
Yeah, that's the accusation.
Evidence.
That's the accusation.
She's bitter.
She's bitter. Did y'all hear that?
Okay.
She's bitter.
Then you, sir, Stephen A., don't know what a real woman is either.
Well, because he ain't a real man. But let's continue.
I don't know what happened. I'm not going to call you a liar or anything like that. I don't know. I never asked Steve Harvey or Kevin Hart or anybody or Tyler Perry or Oprah Winfrey and all of this other stuff. I never asked. I don't know. But I know you're telling stories about Oprah. I'm not saying false stories. I don't know. But you're telling one thing about Oprah. You're telling another thing about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry leaves you a voice message reportedly, and you're airing the message. Wow.
So you see that? You see my point, y'all?
So what?
You see the point?
That's such a punk move.
So, and listen, he's supposed to be a journalist.
You're supposed to verify facts, sir.
Let that sink in, y'all. Stephen A. Smith is supposed to be, keyword, supposed to be a journalist. Now, if you watched his video, he talked about earlier that you need to have receipts. That's what he said. And I left a comment on his channel. I said, now, it's interesting that you said that Monique needs to have receipts, but then with the receipts that she have, those ain't the receipts that you think she should have.
And that makes her
come
look
on,
bitter.
Dog. Come on,
she has
bro.
receipts.
Yeah. So this is why she said she can't win. If you're relying on these people to defend you, you're better off not even being defended because you'll never win. Never.
How can somebody feel comfortable enough ever talking to you if they think that their messages are going to be disseminated to the masses when it was supposed to be a private conversation?
Then don't lie.
Here we go with that again.
Then don't lie. Simple, right? Don't lie. Stop lying. That's how.
But didn't he say that he had receipts on Jason Whitlock?
Yeah.
When he was beefing with him?
Yeah. Matter of fact,
he was going to expose?
Yeah.
And that he was going to use?
Yep.
So
now we don't know if it's private, but nonetheless, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter by his standard, because they're focusing on we're tearing each other down. No, I ain't tearing nothing down. I'm torn down.
Exposing the lies.
Yeah.
Because she's being lied on.
Right. So this is all gaslighting, y'all.
It's ridiculous.
This is all.
This is what gaslighting is.
Hey brother, I wish I can. I'm gonna try to work on it. I really am. I really am. Hopefully now with a better platform that's more enduring than Periscope, hopefully I can get some. I'm not really sure that'll happen, but hey, anything is possible if the Lord allows it. But this is the mentality, y'all. The Stephen A. Smiths, the Tyler Perrys, the Oprahs, the Kevin Harts. They make these promises. They say, "I got your back," and when it's time to get the people's back, they get gotten the back. All right, so continuing on. She's responding. She's still defending herself, and rightly so. When you are being falsely accused, ladies and gentlemen, don't let anyone tell you how you should defend yourself insofar as your defense is not sinful. Okay? Insofar as your defense is not sinful. Yeah, Beran. So it's okay to become a demonic unified front to slander a person, but we're wrong for recording and exposing. Yeah, that's pretty much the crime, bro. Yep, that's the rule. Yeah, he called her bitter without any facts, though. So that's a public accusation, but she's not supposed to respond to that. Just shut up and take it. Just shut up and take it. Don't say nothing. Just take the accusation and keep it moving. And that's why I titled this one, "How Dare You?"
Why do you think Tyler is afraid to meet with you and your husband? Why does it need to be you one-on-one when he meet with other representatives and their client? What is it about you that he feels it needs to be just you and he? Does he think your husband is some kind of negative influence on you? He thinks the husband is saying things that Monique probably wouldn't say if I just had an opportunity to talk to her one-on-one. What do you think that is?
Let me say this. People better be glad my husband is by my side. Because there are people in Hollywood that know wherever you act up is where I show up. People know in Hollywood, baby, Shannon, and I don't say it with a badge of honor. It's just what it is. Well, I've had to say, who you think you talking to? And we sitting there with the president of the studio or my patience level is not going to allow. I've been molested. I've been violated. So the moment I see you trying to do it, we're going to have to address it. My husband is nothing but a gentleman. And you know why people have a problem with my husband? Because he's right to it. There's no we're going to dance around the bush. He's right to it. Right. And people like Tyler Perry, people like Oprah Winfrey, they look at my husband and say, how dare you be so direct? Right. How dare you not put your eyes down when you're talking to me? How dare you do that? My husband is also my manager. Why would he want to exclude my management? It's like, Tyler, you should want my husband to be there. You may want him to be sitting right there so that way we can have a conversation that everyone can be heard. Mm-hmm. But I appreciate you, Shannon, because most people are too afraid that's heard the tape. They're too afraid to say, no, I heard it, and this is what he said. Mm-hmm. I appreciate T.S. Madison because T.S. Madison was the first one to say, no, I heard what he said. Mm-hmm. So when folks were trying to jump on her, she not down for the black woman, listen, baby, y'all don't even understand the fights that sister be having when ain't nobody watching for the black woman. Right. So I appreciate you looking in that camera. Right.
Now, T.S. Madison is a transgender who has more integrity than heterosexual Christians. Just saying.
I remember reading something about the situation in Detroit. I didn't know the depth of the magnitude of it. I remember reading something about a memo about, I guess it's an addendum that was added on, but the contract is the contract.
The contract is the contract. And what happens is because of the messenger, it was easy to pile on. Mm-hmm. It was easy to pile on. And then when you have some of our black folk that go sit in front of a white man and speak ill of their people, I'm like, y'all, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, I got a comment on that one. I got to touch on that because there's a few white folk in the church, particularly within the quote unquote reform, I call it deform camp. That some of these Negroes that came at me are sucking and yucking up and bucking too. Yeah. Dilwell Christian, Virgil Walker, April Chapman, Michael Thief and Temple Williams, Chris K. Dub. Yeah. Chris, so I Creep K. Dub Williams. Corey Osteen Minor. Yeah. These are some of the the step-it-fetch-it Negroes that have been now sucking up to white folk in the reform camp because it gives an opportunity to get their subs up, gets an opportunity to go to these G3 conferences and so forth. So destroy or try to destroy my platform, try to make false accusations, say that I'm divisive, say that you're afraid. That you're afraid. That's what April said. She was afraid.
Don't get me started on that.
Oh no, we got to talk about it. Well, I know the clip that's gonna make you talk about it. I know the clip. Let's go. Let's go.
What are we doing? What are we coming to that we're gonna sit in front of this white man? I can't even say his name. I refuse. Everybody know who he is. We sit in front of him and we just let this man say any and everything about us, and then we go right in with him. That to me.
I think
Who you think she talking about?
I think she's talking about Vlad. I think she's talking about Vlad TV. Vlad is a culture vulture. I believe that she's talking about Vlad. I don't know any other. I thought it would have been. No, it wouldn't. It could have been Norman Lear. He's gone. I'm thinking Vlad. Most likely, if I were a betting man, I would say it's Vlad TV, because he definitely.
I thought she was talking about the one that's in office now.
Oh no, she ain't talking about Biden. No, because first of all, Biden ain't awake to have nobody talk to him. So I believe she's talking about. I believe she's talking about Vlad.
It's dangerous. Mm-hmm. And y'all babies that's good with this little computer, don't take my word. You can just go through the years of this cat just running his mouth. Mm-hmm. And it's like, stop doing that, because what are we saying to the babies coming behind us?
Yeah, I believe that's what I believe it's Vlad too, bro. I believe it's Vlad. Yeah, so other people saying because he's trash, bro. I mean, anything that pop off that can destroy black folk.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's also a J. I think he's a J. Or is he Russian? I think.
Okay.
I think he is. Which one is he? Which nationality is he? Is he a J or is he a Russian? Mm-hmm. I thought he was a J. Well, he could be a Russian. Yeah, but nonetheless, culture vulture nonetheless. So anyway, this next clip is one of my favorite ones as well too. I think. Oh, he's Russian. Okay, so he is Russian. Oh, I got it confused. Leo Cohen is a J. Leo Cohen, who used to be with Def Jam, he's definitely a culture vulture. But no, thank you, Black. Appreciate it. But this next clip here, this is going to be right up your alley though, Nova Berin. This is going to be right up your alley. So because I'm laughing because she kind of sung it when she said it. Listen.
I didn't know we had so many tender people in our group.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had so many tender love. I didn't know we had so many tender people, and I wouldn't want to be on the front line with these tender people where it's like, oh, I can't believe you said that. I can't. But is what I said the truth? Mm-hmm. No, I didn't put no sugar on it. Right. It was, and I didn't try to make it taste good. We got to stop running away from what is real, and we run into fantasy, and that's how come we keep staying where we sit.
Listen, tender. She called them tender people.
Said tender people.
I'm gonna go further and call them tenderonis.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got a lot of those.
Shoot the balleroni. Yeah, they're tenderonis. They're tender people, tenderonis. They just tender. They're not even legal tender. They just tender. Huh? Shoot.
Yep.
So, and what she, and listen, this is a woman, y'all. This is a woman saying we got so many weak, soft, spineless, and I'm talking about even these men. You can't project your voice. Listen, remember the video I did, y'all? I'm laughing again. Remember the video response I did about Alan Parr? This dude thought he was really yelling.
Oh my goodness.
Alan Parr, you thought you was really, listen, me.
I'm like, dude, if that's yelling.
Me and Noble Berin, when we on the phone, we yell. And we don't be yelling at each other angry. We just be talking. Mm-hmm. We just be talking. Alan Parr thought he was actually yelling. That's why I had to do the brothers skit. Cause I'm like, bro, you not if that's yelling, bro. I hate to see you fall down. But so she talks about these tender people, man. I mean, easily offended. Easily offended. Yeah, Bridge. Easily offended. I know, bro. I know, huh? yeah, loud. Facts. Yep, Trez Vanville. Exactly. So these next few clips, this was encouraging to me, I believe. Matter of fact, I know it resonated with you just being a woman, because you do it with me. And any woman that understands their role, their place, their lane, and how they are to treat a man, you're gonna feel what I'm saying, as well as Monique as well too.
I don't take someone's word because you can only judge a person through personal experience.
Yes.
You don't know our audio guy. But to say, oh, well, I don't like him. And then for you to say, well, I don't like him either because Shannon didn't like him. You have no personal experience with him. So why would...
Let's stop right there. What did y'all hear what Shannon Sharp just said? Let me run that back. Let me run that back real quick. Let me run that back. Let me run that back. Because this is the mentality that goes on in the doggone church, y'all. Listen what this brother said. Because
you can only judge a person through personal experience.
Yes.
You don't know our audio guy. But to say, oh, well, I don't like him. And then for you to say, well, I don't like him either because Shannon didn't like him. You have no personal experience with him. So why would you dislike him? People want us to dislike somebody because they've had a negative experience with that said person.
And we buy into it. We buy into it. Because this one don't like her. And then you say, why don't you like him? This is one thing my husband said to me one time. He said, Mama, there's not a person on the face of this earth that I dislike. I may dislike what they do, but I don't dislike the person.
Now, he better than me.
Yeah, I can't.
He better than me. Listen, if I don't like you, I don't like you. Now, I can't hate you, but if I don't like you, I don't like you. Now, I don't like you, but I don't like what you did. So you get both. It's a 2 for 2 for me. But it doesn't mean that I wish evil on a person. It doesn't mean that at all. But has that not been the mentality for myself and even some of you? This elementary, this schoolyard, like playground attitude. High school stuff. Yeah. You know, not that they sinned. You just don't like them. And if I don't like them, you shouldn't like them. And the sad thing about it is that here's the reverse. Here's the reverse. There have been people right now that used to be cool with me that they know that I've been sinned against. And the person they also knew that I was sinned against. And instead of dealing with them, they'll distance themselves from me.
From you, right. Yeah.
And some of these people y'all know. Yep. Some of these people in this chat right now,
you know them.
Some of these people y'all know, if I would have called their names, and they didn't sin against me, they're just immature. That's all. Because they had sinned against me, I'll be calling them out. But they have distanced themselves from me and my wife, all because someone told them something, or because they have been pressured not to like me, or to disassociate themselves from me, or because they don't like something that I did. Not that it was sinful.
They just didn't like it.
They just didn't like it. And it was in relation to...
Or they were told about something that you supposedly did.
That I supposedly did. Or because I did something to Corey Minor, i.e. exposed him, and they didn't like how I exposed him. But forget about the fact he stole $2.8 million. Forget about that.
And instead of coming to you, talking to you like a man or a woman,
right?
Because we've had both.
Right.
Coming to talk to you like a grown-up.
Right.
They want to distance themselves.
Right.
Or send you sneak text messages.
Right.
Instead of having a conversation.
Just dealing with like a Christian adult.
And then when you ask the question, well, what did I do?
Yeah,
I'd rather not go into it.
I'd rather not go into it. I'd rather not talk about it.
Or the famous one, I'm not going to go back and forth with you.
Yeah.
That means you don't have a leg to stand on.
Just
say that.
Yeah, just say that. So you know what? I've been manipulated into not being associated with you because you're not building my subs up. You're not building my channel up. Just be honest.
But some of these people don't even have channels.
That too.
I ain't even talking about people with channels.
But I'm talking about both of them. It don't matter. But notice, again, these are unbelievers that we're watching in the video, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievers who have more integrity and more common sense and understanding than professing Christians do. Yeah, Sean, that's one of them. That's one. Yep, I ain't gonna lie. You put it up there. Yeah, that's
And it took me a minute to understand it because I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like what they did. I don't like their mama. I don't like none of them. But he said, no, there are things you've done that I dislike, but I don't dislike you.
Right.
And once we can get past that, then we even grow to be better.
Right.
So what you're seeing right now, Shannon, is Mrs. Sidney Hicks, that my husband has set me down and had conversations with me and really taught me how to be a lady. Because people in this business know, if you be sideways, baby, you beat that boy over the head with that tray in the cafeteria, right? I will cuss you out in ways that they wish I beat him with a tray. And he had to say, Mama, they won't hear you.
Right.
They don't hear you. Once you go there, so he's had to teach me how to really be a queen.
Right.
Really know my worth, really understand my value. And I'm grateful for that. And I used to say to my husband, I wish I could put you in a bottle and shake you up and let Black women take a sip to know what it's like to truly be loved by a Black man that is a king. When I tell you, Shannon, it's a love that is unexplainable and unimaginable. That's why I can't be broken. And I say that humbly. I can't be broken because I got a king at home. I got a king right there that when all this went crazy, that man took me by my hands and said, don't you know we good? And I believed him. And right now to this day, I believe him. And when you have that type of strength, it's hard to bend over. You can't.
Right.
I remember that too, Christina. Yeah, the comment section, they was like, yeah, you know, why she got to be praising her? Because that's what she's supposed to do.
Right.
It's reciprocal.
What's wrong with that?
But see, again,
and it's like they just nitpick and want to find something to say negative about her instead of saying this woman is supporting her husband.
Right.
She's actually submitting to her husband without saying that she was submitting to her husband.
Yeah. But here's another thing again, ladies and gentlemen, newsflash, breaking news. Monique is not a Christian. And Monique has enough sense to know her role, her place, her responsibility, and it is not to destroy her husband. And she's not concerned or worrying about the opinions of other people on how she treats her husband.
Right. And she's enjoying being in the place where she's supposed to be.
Yep. And she talks about that. She talks about that as well. So this is, I mean, again, I was just blessed and encouraged just to hear this woman deal with this stuff practically, dealing with it with the real, and then also putting the church on notice. And she don't even realize that she did.
Yep.
But she has. I mean, for those of you who are Christian, there's some women out there who are giving their husbands hell, and you profess to be a Christian. You need to check your salvation card. You probably don't have one.
Yep.
It ain't even laminated, so don't even go looking for it. You're being deceived, because you cannot be a Christian and mistreat God's people. And when I say God's people, I'm talking about His image bearer, because all of us are His people, not everybody His children. But you have no right. I have no right to mistreat anybody.
Right.
But if you are a Christian, you and I have the Holy Spirit of God in us, and He's given us the power to do right. We just choose not to do right. And if choosing not to do right is your pattern of choice and pattern of life, then you've never been chosen by God to live right. And I'll say that straight to your face and read to you the first epistle of John. Me and James, we may have to have us a live debate on who likes the epistle of John more, me or Noah Berean, because he and I said, man, bro, that's my book. I said, that's big. Listen, all the epistles of John, 1, 2, and 3. And if we had 4, I like that one too. But he got Revelation.
I'm going to add this to it as
Go
well.
right ahead, man.
Because she was talking about her position and how she loves her husband, how she respects her husband. And we've seen firsthand how Sydney handles things.
Right.
We've seen how Sydney cares for her, how he protects her and covers her.
Yep.
Now, I know that there are some women out there who wish they had a man who did such.
Well, you right there. You can talk into the camera. You can talk to these women if you want, because Monique said, "Well, I haven't even gone to that next clip. Did you want me to run that one first and then you?"
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because that's coming up.
Listen, I told y'all she about to go in. Y'all want to know what clip she's talking about?
Come on, play it.
Y'all want to know what clip she's talking about? It's this one. This one.
You're in this business. Everybody thinks you are the hero. Consideration can be thrown out the window. Patience can be thrown out the window. Because when you get home, you believe that I'm the breadwinner. And what I say is what goes. And this is what it is. And this is my third marriage, though my first. Because this is the first time I've known my place as a black man's wife. And there's a place. And we get so caught up in that word. What you mean, your place? What you mean? Without him saying it, his actions showed me that he was the leader of that household. Without
Hold on, you heard what she just said? Let me run that little small slither of soundbite back.
Showed me that he was the leader. Without him saying it, his actions showed me that he was the leader of that household. Without him saying it, I knew I was dealing with a king.
And he doesn't have to constantly remind you of it.
That's right.
He's never. When we first got together, I sat at the head of that table, comfortably. There was never a conversation about it. Till one day I knew I was in the wrong place. Wow. And I moved to the side of the table, and he sat at the head. We never had a conversation about it. It just happened because it was supposed to. So when people question my husband and why is he there, you would hope you would have one like that. I remember our beautiful sister Tiffany Haddish did an interview with GQ magazine. And this, in my humble opinion, is where we keep throwing each other under the bus. You're doing an interview with GQ magazine, and I'm assuming the journalist was a white person. And the conversation turned to Monique. And she said, well, I don't do business like Monique do business, and I'm glad I don't have that husband of hers.
But she don't know your husband.
And when I saw that, it's like, Tiffany, if you had a husband like mine, you may not have 2 DUIs. If you had a husband like mine, you may not be caught up in what looks like you could have been grooming a child. And I say all of that with no judgment. But when you speak about having a husband like mine, you open up the door. And I'm saying to you, if you had one like mine, you may not sit in these positions that you can't explain the next day.
Right.
Or it's a hard way to go. So once again...
Well, she doesn't even have a husband, let alone like yours.
Well, damn it now. You said it.
Listen.
Yes, you said it.
You ever seen somebody get cut and they didn't know they was cut, but they bled out? That was Tiffany Haddish.
And she meant every word of it.
She didn't listen. Monique didn't call her a B. She didn't call her. She cut her so smooth, so surgically. If you had a husband, you wouldn't be having these issues. I mean, listen. I mean, what do you say? What do you say other than ouch? You know what I'm saying? What do you say other than medic? What do you say other than can someone please call 911? Because I need first aid. I need some milk, something, because she made her bleed out with that. And listen, it's unprovoked attacks that this woman is receiving. She hasn't done anything to these people. And they're coming at her because they feel that they can. Because they're in that safe space where they can throw these rocks, hide their hands, and when people do cry and call foul, see, you just been you up here just causing trouble. No,
you bitter.
You caused the trouble by throwing the rock at me.
Right.
I'm just telling you to stop throwing it. So this woman is telling her, hey, Liz, if you had a husband like I did, or like I have, maybe you wouldn't be making these stupid statements that you made. You wouldn't have a case or pending cases or issues, or now you're being looked at side eye because you are allegedly grooming little kids. Y'all saw that video with him, with her, and what's that dude name? His name I forgot. Ari Spears. You saw that video. I mean, so this stuff, man, it's not a joke. But
or you wouldn't be sitting in videos with a bunch of men, and your man ain't nowhere to be found.
Right. There you go.
Or you wouldn't be calling my husband, asking my husband to help you with your husband because he doesn't know scripture.
Oh, we're not making none of that stuff up. Not making any of that stuff up at all. But again, we're wrong for bringing that stuff out after we've been slandered and attacked, though. But no, you can't shoot and think you won't get shot back. Mm-hmm. That's not how that happens.
You just mad because your hands got caught.
That's all.
That's all.
Again, now this next clip is Shannon gets real with it, or gets a little bit more personal, not in a negative way, but it's a real conversation. He asked her the question about her relationship with her estranged or son. And parental, ladies and gentlemen, parental alienation is real. Mm-hmm. Parental alienation is something that many of us, or some of us, may be experiencing or will experience. And how Monique responded and answered that question was so classic.
What's your relationship like? Is he resentful of that?
We're still very much separated.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where you have to pray to the universe and say, let time do the healing. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Right.
That's it. Let time do that healing. It may heal it in time, and it may not. Right. And that's something that we as parents have to say, listen,
right.
I've done what I could do. I've taken accountability for it. Now it's up to you.
Right.
That's like when somebody's saying, Shannon, I want to apologize to you. Now it is up to you.
Whether or not to accept it.
Whether or not to, but once I give it to you, I've done my part. And don't apologize like no punk. I'm just sorry for everything. That gets your of it. No, break it down. Let's go bit by bit so that way we know you understand the offense that you've done. Right. Now, I'm not saying because I've had to do that.
Oh, we're going to talk about this one. We're going to talk about it, but I'll let the missus go first. Go right ahead, man.
We run into this often as well.
Get my peppermint.
When we are in conflict with others and they try to smooth things over with a half-hearted apology, mm-hmm. or if I did so and so. You saw what Monique did, and what should be done.
Non-Christian.
What should be done? Yeah. In the home and in the church.
In relationships, in relationships in general. Period.
Right. No. We're not finna skirt around it. We're not finna tiptoe around it. No. What did you do?
Facts, bro. Facts.
What did you do? Tell me what you did.
It's biblical, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Confession means to say the same thing. Homologeo means to homo meaning same. Lego or logos means to speak. To say the same thing. What did you do? What did you say?
Not my bad either.
I apologize. What you apologize for? Matter of fact, what does that mean?
Right. Like Pastor Martin said, I'm hungry.
Yeah. So. I mean, what does that mean? What does that mean? What did you do? Now, again, I told y'all this is an indictment against the church.
Yes, the church is so weak when it comes to conflict resolution. We would rather go along to get along, sweep things under the rug until we have this huge mountain in the sanctuary that has never been dealt with.
Right.
All from the elders' wives on down to the lay people. They refuse to deal with conflict because it's going to cost them too much. And because when they sin, they don't want to be dealt with.
Well, see, again, it starts with leadership. It starts in the home. And if you have weak men who don't know how to resolve conflict biblically, then that stuff trickles down.
Right.
And you're gonna have one or two extremes. Either you're gonna respond to it by avoidance, or you're gonna respond to it by being adversarial, and you're gonna get into it to where physical violence or some type of altercation can occur. Mm-hmm. There's a way of handling situations, and at the same time handling those things, you have to ask yourself the question: is this a situation worth me confronting or dealing with?
Right.
And if it's not, okay. But most times, when these things are public and it involves a person's livelihood or a person's reputation, right, it has to be dealt with. Because how does the church learn? How does the body of Christ understand and know and grow if they don't see this stuff lived out, worked out, and in real time? So this woman, again, is putting the church on game, and she doesn't even realize it. Mm-hmm. And this is it's sad.
There should be no separate meetings either. When you have a conflict between different parties, everybody needs to be present.
Get them all there.
Everybody needs to be there at the table.
All of them.
So that everybody's side can be heard and the facts can be heard.
Right.
And we can decipher, who's lying, what's not.
And you will, trust me, even if it's more than one meeting.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It may take more than one.
It may take more than one, but yeah, you don't rush to judgment. Deal with the facts, deal with the situation, and hold those individuals accountable. Jarvis, you said Jason Whitlock's response. No, I haven't seen it yet. I'll check it out, but I haven't seen it. I did see the thumbnail on YouTube, but I haven't had a chance to watch it. But I do plan to. I do plan to. But this again, dealing with apologies, dealing with sin is what we would call it. You have to be specific. When we sin specifically, we need to repent and confess specifically.
Yeah. And we can't just say that, well, just love will cover it. Just love them more. Just love them more.
I'm loving you because I'm bringing it to your attention.
Right. That's not loving. And that's another thing the church is messed up on, is what true godly love looks like.
Yep.
We don't want to love them enough to bring the truth to bear.
Right. So, parental alienation. We're going to be talking about that one day as well too. I see people in the comments. They can experience that firsthand. And I'll just tell you this much: you're not by yourself. When one member suffers, we all suffer with it as well too. But this next clip, right up your alley.
Oh boy.
Right up your alley. Again, this is for the ladies, y'all. I mean, she's putting the church on game, but she's also putting Christian wives on game as well too, without even realizing it.
I am more in love with that man today than I was when we first got married, because I didn't really know what I was getting. I knew I was getting somebody I could trust, because I just needed somebody that I could just try, like my brother stole from me. I just needed somebody that I could just trust, and I didn't want to keep on having randoms.
Right.
Because that gets old after a while.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're just trying to fill the void.
Right.
And men go through that as well as women. You just get tired of So I knew I could trust him. But I didn't know he was the king that he was, Shannon. I didn't know that I would be raised. And there are women that have a problem with me saying that, and I will not back down from it. I did not know that man would take me from a 15-year-old mentality. Even though I'm a star, I'm famous, I got a few dollars in my bank account, but still had that little girl mentality. You can't correct me, you can't say nothing to me, you can't check me, you can't do none of that. Still had that way. That man was able to shut all of that down and grow me up. So I got a great one. I won't even say a good one, I got a great one.
You got a great one.
Yeah.
You got a lover, a best friend,
yes,
a manager, a husband,
yes,
a confidant,
yes, yes, yes,
a protector.
Yeah. You're saying it, and it seems like people have a hard time getting it, but that's exactly who Sidney Hicks is. He's all of those things.
And now, again, I just tell you, it helps a man be ready to fight anybody when they know that their wife, their woman got their back. It's something. I put up a post earlier today. Actually, I shared it, and I'm just paraphrasing what it said, that a submissive woman or a submissive wife is able to, I think
it says she actually, I think it says she actually controls her husband or something like that.
Yeah, either control, but it was put in a positive way. I understood the spirit behind what it said. A lot of the things that happen in this household happens because right there. She don't just say, I'm gonna do this because she knows that's not how that goes. It's a way that women, how you approach your husband, you can get, matter of fact, perfect story. Esther. King Ahasuerus. He told that woman, whatever you want. I mean, it's like he went Tony on her. Whatever you want. Girl, you know I can provide. I mean, he said, whatever you want. Listen, no matter what it is, just name it. He didn't do that with Vashti. Did y'all hear me?
Nope.
He didn't do that. And listen, I know there's argument and debate about her coming in there naked. The text I'm just doing what the text said. The text didn't say that she came in there or she was told to come in there naked. He said that she was to come in there displaying her beauty. It didn't say displaying her booty. It said beauty. This woman had a party. King Ahasuerus had a party.
Yep.
They both was turning up. He got kind of tipsy, true enough. Told Vashti to come on in and she refused. Now again, I know there's debate with that. I'm just saying, when we counsel couples and stuff like that, did he tell you to sin? That's the question.
Right.
But he knew I was doing something else. Did he tell you to sin? Yeah, but he know. But every time did he tell you to sin? And if he didn't, then who's in rebellion? Period. That's the issue. Now, again, I understand. I've read the commentaries. I understand that, but commentaries ain't the canon. I can learn. I can glean from commentaries, but they're not the canon of Scripture. Scripture is. That's the final authority. And the Holy Spirit is so smart. Last time I checked, when he wants us to know a person's nakedness is being exposed, he would say that.
He would have said that. Exactly.
He would say that.
We have these subtle ways of wanting to be rebellious.
I didn't say that. She said that.
We have these subtle ways of being rebellious.
I'm gonna move out the camera. I'm just going.
And here's an example of a subtle way of being rebellious. If your husband says he wants you to do A, B, C, or D, whatever that is, and then you come back around and say, are you sure you want me to do A, B, C, and D?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why can't I just do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it would be better if I just do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He didn't ask you all that.
It's how you say it, and it's also your body language as well too.
Right. Now, there's nothing wrong with expressing your desire or expressing your viewpoint.
Right.
But you have to know when to do that and how to do that.
Right.
And like you said, your tone matters as well.
Yep.
You can't have your voice 10 octaves high talking about,
right,
what you ain't gonna do and what you want to do
and all of that. This woman again is an unbeliever.
Mm-hmm.
And she would put some of these women
to
that claim to be saved to shame. And some of these women probably was in the comments on that live, probably professed to be Christians, and they were giving her hell because she's standing 10 toes down and standing on business as well about her marriage.
Yep.
And she's like, forget y'all, I don't give a crap what y'all think. That's my option. Right. And she said, I ain't backing down.
Right.
That's boldness, y'all.
That's right.
She said, I'm not going on this so-called, film, promotion I fulfilled my obligation. It's time for me
Right.
to spend time with my family.
I'm spending time with my family.
I'm
Period.
good. I'm good. Y'all gave me that $50,000 or whatever it was. I'm good. And that's when the snowball started to grow, because she put family first instead of fame and fortune. So,
and she can do these things because she knows that her husband has her back.
Has her back.
She knows that Sydney is there for her.
Yep.
That entices a woman to do things when she knows that her husband has her back. And it's the same way with the husband. When he knows that his wife cares for him and that she supports him, she encourages him, she prays for him.
Yep.
Then that fuels him to want to do even more.
And also, we all know that Sydney is not the one bringing in the money like Monique is.
She mentioned that, I think.
Yeah,
right?
she did. That's my
she's
point.
the breadwinner or whatever.
She's a millionaire,
right.
whatever, right?
Well, so is Tabitha.
Yeah. So
You know?
they're not. That doesn't make that man any. A man is not going to feel less than a man. First of all, if she knows her place and I know mine, her money is my money, mine is hers.
Yep.
If she got $1,000, ain't no. I got $1,000. Ain't no I and we. Ain't no I and we. No. It's we us. Us got $1,000. You know, whatever we got, we have together, right? So,
and when we broke, we broke.
When we broke, we have, yeah. And trust me, listen, be touching and agreeing on brokenness. You understand what I'm saying? But that shows you again, this woman is not a Christian. And by God's common grace, because that's what it is. The Bible says that God causes his rain to fall on the just as well as the unjust. And what we're seeing is God's common grace come through that live, y'all. Forget about her. Listen, and I understand she's talking about the universe. We get it. We get it. She's talking about the universe, but we know he's the God of the universe, right? So hopefully one day, by God's grace, we need to be praying for Monique, pray for her husband, pray for her family, pray that her relationship with her son and other family members be restored by God's grace, but ultimately that they be restored to God.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate prayer you and I should be praying for, because I'm telling you, God is going to use these videos that we see. For those of you that are in rebellion against your husband, those of you who are not loving your wife as Christ loved the church, because Sydney don't talk to his wife crazy.
Right.
Sydney doesn't disrespect his wife. These, from what we see, because all we go about is what we see, right?
Yeah.
There's been no reports of no domestic issues or nothing like that, but they've been real to explain and to share their story as well too. And it's God's common grace that has caused them to thrive in their marriage and in their relationships. And you telling me that those of us who have the spirit of the thrice holy God living inside of us can't get along? No. Scratch that. I'm sorry. Because can't denotes ability.
Right.
Thank you, dear. Can't denotes ability. You won't get along. Listen, Rodney King ain't even trying to come by your house because y'all try to beat him down. You refuse to submit to the lordship of Jesus Christ, and you want to pray to him? And I'm not talking this to the husband. I'm talking to you wives too. Get up off your knees too.
Yep.
Get up off. He ain't hearing nothing you saying. Nothing. Just like my wife is my prayer plumb line, I'm hers too, because I'm God's child as well too. Yep. I know what 1 Peter 3 says. I understand it. I get it. But my Bible also says that if I regard iniquity in my heart, oh Lord, you will not hear me. He says if we confess our sins, he's faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. So what happens if we don't confess? Then there's no the paternal forgiveness that we're supposed to receive from the Father. We won't experience that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to preach, but sin always involves separation. Sin always involves separation. Sin always affects any and everything that we touch and that touches us. So this woman is showing how much she loves her husband, and she's doing it publicly. Yep. It encourages me when I see wives you know, big up there. Matter of fact, this shout out. Victoria
Ross.
Doss, thank you. Victoria Doss.
Yeah.
This girl, almost every day, or every other day, she talks about her and her husband, Henry. They have a blessed channel on YouTube. Check it out. But she encourages her husband publicly. Publicly. I'm telling y'all, ladies, that takes your marriage to a different level. And don't fake it now. Don't fake it.
Yeah.
My wife does it for me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in my office, you know, working and stuff, she'll walk in here, kiss me on my forehead and stuff, and she'll put all of this on my lap. All of this. I've been saying, glory, glory, hallelujah, since she sat that thing down.
Would you stop?
Oh, I'm sorry. We still alive? I'm
Yes.
sorry. My fault. But listen. This is what this woman is showing us in this video, how our marriage is supposed to be. Are you going to have your moments? Yep, you should. And you will. It happens. Because we still have the flesh to contend with, right? But nonetheless, we have the Holy Spirit of God.
Yep.
Who is our paraclete. He's the helper. He's the one who gives us the power to do what God commands us to do. And then when she does her job and I do my job, show me two people who are selfless, and I'll show you two people who love God and love each other. Yep. I'm gonna stop. Let's get back to these videos. Because I ain't trying to preach. I'll do that, you know, some other time. But that was just a freebie. So now she goes in a little bit on Tyler and Oprah, and rightly so. So let's get it. Let's get into it.
Now we go to the Hoodie Awards. Tyler Perry is there. Okay? Tyler Perry calls me in his room. Now, when I go into Tyler Perry's room, his staff is in there. Now, you ready to holler laughing?
Yes.
Okay, I take my security in there with me because I always want to have somebody with me.
Right.
Right? Tyler Perry does this. And the people scattered. They all left out the room. I said, look right here. You saw me. And they all scattered.
That wasn't the lights. That's for the people. You know, lights on.
Lights off because they got. Okay. So at the time, my security looked at me. I said, you don't work for Tyler Perry.
Y'all see this?
You could.
Touche.
So Tyler Perry says to me, listen, Monique, we really need you to, you know, promote this film because if you get nominated for the Oscar, your next movie is going to be $3 to $5 million. If you win it, your next movie is $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler Perry, who you talking to? I'm a black woman.
Oh, and she's not lying, ladies and gentlemen. I heard the audio. Yeah, I heard the audio. Now, I think he said billion, but it was up there. He said it. He said it on that recording. He sure did say that. So she ain't lying about that.
When they gonna pay that kind of money? No, I'm telling you, that's what it is. And if you just go and promote it, I said, listen, brother, you can pay me to promote it. Because at the time, now him and Oprah are producers on the film.
Right.
I said, you can pay me to do it. I don't care where the check come from, but y'all just gotta pay me to do it. He said, I'm not in the habit of giving out money for free. I said, and I'm not in the habit of working for free. But you gave T.D. Jakes a check for $1 million, but that's another story, and I'm back.
Yo, when I heard her say that, I was done, bro. I was done because where's the lie, y'all?
But see, people call her bitter because she called him out.
Right.
He did what he did.
Right. You gave.
He did not do it. He did it.
Right. You gave that man $1 million, and my gaydar was broke though. By the way, both my gaydars. I had a backup for Tyler. And he broke the first, and T.D. Jakes broke the first one, and Tyler broke the second one. So my gaydar both of them was broke. I had to go to Radio Shack and order me another one.
So when he then says that, it's like, listen, we both mutually agree. You don't give out free money. I don't work for free.
Service.
We hugged, Shannon. When we were done talking, we hugged. Do you hear me?
Yes.
We hugged like brother and sister. Like, it's cool. He understands.
Right.
Okay? Oprah Winfrey calls my husband. I want y'all to take your time, because I'm getting ready to go in.
Yeah, that's your camera right there.
Yeah, because the people at home, they sitting there like, Monique, what happened? great to tell you. She calls my husband.
Okay.
My husband explains to her what's going on. She says, there have been times I've had to draw the line in the sand.
Y'all hearing
So my
this?
husband said, well, what is different between you and Monique?
Y'all hearing this?
You've got to draw the line, and you're saying when you know they're asking you for too much. She said, you're absolutely right, and I understand your position. You're right in the position you're taking. So when you're looking at me saying, well, what happened? I'm telling you what happened.
But, okay, she's saying that privately, but did she voice that publicly?
Did you hear her say it?
I did.
Did you hear her say it? JT, did you hear her say it?
No.
Zach, did you hear her say it, Zach? Regina, did you hear her? Tommy? No one seemed to hear that publicly. She said that privately. Now, when she said that, see, everything we're saying
Break
to
it
you,
down.
it can be proven.
Talk.
She had him on speakerphone.
There you go.
And that when she was talking to him, in that room was a man named Reggie Wells, who just passed, who used to be Oprah Winfrey's makeup artist, who he had a conversation with me and my husband.
Listen.
Now, for you babies that's good with the little internet, we had a show on called Monique and Sydney Finding a Way to Be Unoffended. Finding a Way to Be Unoffended. Reggie Wells is on that show speaking about Oprah Winfrey. Reggie Wells said, Monique, I was there that day. He said, and when y'all got off the phone, I looked at her and said, why don't you just pay this woman the money? She deserves it. And she looked at him and said, I won't be paying her nothing. And he said, that's not right, and you know it's not right. Now, that man shared that on that show. So I'm not saying nothing that hasn't been shared.
But people are calling Monique a liar, and she's produced. And listen, when you know that you're telling the truth, you have no problem directing people where to get it.
To where to find the facts.
Here, where she said, for all you internet folk, you said, go here, look up this, blah, blah, blah. And I did that. And yeah, Reggie, black by color. No lies detected. She's not lying about anything, but she's being accused of being a liar, and the masses are believing it because those with the biggest platform, the biggest air horn, the biggest mics and speakers, biggest pocketbooks. They're the ones who get the hearing. They're the ones who get heard. This woman is not lying, and true enough, Cat Williams did say, yeah, there are going to be more people coming to that couch, giving and telling their truth. And notice, this woman now has an opportunity to speak and to give and to give the truth and speak the truth, and now people don't like it. I wonder why that is.
So you have people that will say things in private but won't do it publicly. I'm the person that I will say it in private, and I'm going to say it publicly, because that's the only way we make it right.
But you don't need somebody to talk good to your face. You need somebody to talk good behind your back. So if you're telling me what a great person I am in my face, but you telling me I'm dog poop behind my back, what good is that, Mo?
What does that make those kind of people, Shannon? What does it make those kind of
cowardly.
people? That is cowardly. See, here's what's this. When we have our juggernauts, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, these are our juggernauts of our community. These are the people that our babies say, when I grow up, I want to be that.
Yes.
I want to be like that. So we have to call those people to the mat and say, listen, what are you teaching our babies? You're feeding poison because you're showing them your private jet. I'm going to show you my mansion. I'm going to show you my fancy cars. But my character is shot and I'm bankrupt. I got a lot of money in my bank. It's more zeros than some of them than we can imagine. But their character, they are bankrupt. Those are bankrupt people. So everybody that Kat sat right here and told you about, I can't wait to see your next interviews with those people.
They ain't coming on now, Mo.
Invite them.
I have.
They not gonna do it?
Well, look, I've already done Steve. I have a relationship with Steve.
Do him again. Do him again. And I'm gonna say this.
I'm trying to get Oprah and Tyler, though.
Baby, we got him. Y'all, come on, stop playing.
They ain't coming on, Mo, thanks to you.
Yo, she said they're bankrupt. Although they are billionaires, they're bankrupt.
Yep. Your character is trash.
So can I give another observation? We have the unredeemed calling out the unredeemed, but those who are redeemed are too afraid to call out those who claim to be redeemed. Yep. Okay, I'll stop. Let's go to the next one. I'll go to the next one. I so this one here is my favorite one. This another favorite. Oh, this is okay. This is, and y'all know. Listen, how many of y'all know how I feel about Friends? How many of you in the chat? How many of you on Facebook Live? How many of y'all know how I feel? If you've talked to me, or if you've talked to my wife, how many of you know how I feel about friendships, how I feel about loyalty, and what our philosophy is about friendship? Yep. If you know, if you're confident that you know, put up a 1 in the Facebook chat. Put up a 1 on the YouTube chat. Let me know. Tell us. Yeah, I know. We know how Seiko feels about friendship. Yeah, we know how Seiko feels about loyalty. Yeah, we know how Seiko and Sharon's what their philosophy is about loyalty and friendship. Let me see if anybody gonna be real. Okay, X. Okay. Okay, Christina. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was waiting for somebody to do it. I was waiting. I ain't want to be the only one. Okay. Now, before I play this clip, why that is? Why is that? Why that is?
Why that is?
Yeah, why that is? Why is that? Why is friendship and loyalty? Why do we talk about that so much? I'm serious about that now. Why do y'all think we harp on that? We strive to be what we desire others to be.
Yep. We strive to do what we want other people to do.
Let's have this conversation. Why do y'all hear us talk about this so much? And why do you hear me always talk about holding people accountable and when there's conflict, how that conflict, if it's unresolved and not dealt with, how it affects other people? Or do I just be making this stuff up? I don't think I do.
Nope.
I don't think we do.
Nope.
And I know some of y'all haven't watched the video that my wife and I did called Friends on our marriage channel. I think it's called Friends or Friendships or something like that. Or we got Friends or something like that. But it's on. So when we title our marriage channel Love, Life, and Marriage, we want to try to approach these things from those different spectrums. Because we know that all of those things matter. So we're not just talking just to be throwing up lofty, grandiose words and not apply it in ourselves, in our own lives. We really mean that. So it's important to us because it's important to God. It's important to God. It's important how we treat each other. And it's also important that we teach people that what you do affects us all.
Yep.
It ain't just your issue. It's our issue once it's become known or it comes across our table. So, Monique, when I tell y'all this clip right here, this is the clip I shared as a clip on my YouTube channel because I couldn't wait until today to do it. I did it yesterday. And she's talking about true friendship and what a true friend is and what a true friend does. Check it out.
If you are my friend and someone says to me, Monique, Shannon Sharp wronged me, and you my friend, I'm going to call my friend.
You can come to me.
And I'm going to say, hey, is what they saying true? And if you get to hemming and hawing, I'm going to tell you, till you fix it, you and I can't talk. Because if you'll do them that way, it'll be a matter of time before you do it to me. So if Steve Harvey is your friend, you call your friend up and you ask him, is what our sister saying right, man? Because if it is, we can't do that to her. If that's our sister. See, it took a transgender named T.S. Madison. It was a guy named Jamaica Carter. Jamaica Carter and our mutual friend. Jamaica Carter and our friends. T.S. Madison was a mutual friend. So Jamaica called me and said, would you mind doing T.S. Madison's show? I go do T.S. Madison's show. When I tell T.S. Madison, when the camera cuts, I said, listen, your friend is wrong. She said, Monique Lee Daniels is my friend. I said, then you need to call your friend and tell him to fix this. She said, I will. Within a couple of days, who did I get a call from? Lee Daniels. See, that's a friend. That's a true friend that's saying, I love you so much that I want to make sure that's not on your heart or your conscience. Let's fix it. Let's make it right. So when people ask Lee now, when we did the deliverance together, how was it to work with Monique? It was as if we had never parted ways because he fixed it. He owned it and he took accountability for it. I can't now keep you to the cross because you've owned it.
Right.
I've had to be forgiven.
Right.
So I appreciate that someone had grace and mercy with me. So I'm going to have that with other people when they take accountability for what they've done.
When she said, listen, I don't know if Monique took biblical counseling. I don't know if she went to a NANC conference, an ABCS conference. I don't think that she read Jay Adams or Dr. Rich Thompson. I don't think she. If I would give her those names, she probably wouldn't even know who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about. But this woman just laid out a biblical principle.
Yes, she did.
She didn't even cite a verse, but she laid out Matthew 18, 15 through 17. She laid out Luke chapter 17, verses 3 through 4. She laid out 1 Timothy chapter 5, verses 19 through 21. She laid it out without even citing any verse. And this woman said, if you are a true friend, this is what you do. Now, can I just ask one more question before I put up a BCV?
Please.
Thank you. Are transgenders Christian? They're not? No?
Not if they're
Let me ask you.
practicing. No.
Transgenders. If transgender people, transvestite, crossgender, are they, would you consider them to be Christians? Facebook family, YouTube family? Would y'all consider them to be a Christian? Would you consider T.S. Madison, the woman that Monique mentioned?
I didn't even know who that was.
Yeah, that's she said, T.S. Madison. I never met her. I don't know who she is, but nonetheless, would you consider that person a Christian? Okay, so the jury is back, right? There's a consensus. There is a unanimous consensus. Everybody says no, right? Okay, so how is it, ma'am? How is it, YouTube? How is it, Facebook, that a person who does not know God, a person, according to Romans chapter 1, is under the wrath of God? A person, according to Scripture, Facebook, the wrath of God is abiding on them right now. But you, me, she, we have been delivered from the wrath of God, have been saved from God's wrath, has been adopted, have been transferred from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of his beloved Son, has been given his precious Holy Spirit, and we don't know how to apply so I told y'all. Remember, the word for today is indictment. That's the word for today.
Yep.
Because we have unbelievers sunning believers. We have a person who is gender confused, but got more common sense in a person that knows their gender. And this person says, hey, you got to make this right.
Yep.
And if you don't make this right, no, we ain't breaking no biscuits. Matter of fact, don't even come to my house until you make this right. We learned in biblical counseling, and so did Nova Berean, when A talks to B about C. Can I talk to y'all just for a second? We don't get back to the clip, but I think we need to understand this. When A talks to B about C, A goes to B about an issue that he or she has with C. B is the middle person. B is the one who's mutually friends and mutually connected with both A and C. And A tells B something about C, but C don't know that A has an issue with C, but B does. And what should A do? A should be going to C and deal with C and bring the issue to C first. But if he or she doesn't and they bring it to B, what should B do?
B should go to C.
B should go. Actually, B should ask
well,
A.
No, B should go to A first and tell A.
And ask A.
If you don't
ask A, have you talked to C first?
Have you talked to this person?
Right.
And if you haven't, when are you going to talk to this person?
Come on.
And if you plan to talk to this person,
and I'm gonna give you
I'm gonna give you a certain amount of time to talk to this person. And if you don't,
I'm going to C and tell C, hey C, A got something to tell you.
Yep.
Now, if you want me to go with you to A, we can go and talk to A. But what we ain't gonna do is talk about A and A talk about C and have B in the middle.
Nope.
And not deal with either A or C. Are y'all following me? Are y'all understanding me? Now, so what these people, these image bearers who don't know God, but they're image bearers, have enough biblical understanding on how to deal with conflict and offense and sin than Christians do. I'm confused, ladies and gentlemen. I'm confused. Listen. I'm confused. I'm confused, boss. I'm so confused that I don't even know if I want to put this verse up. But here it is. Better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. Yeah. NLT says an open rebuke is better than hidden love. Wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. A lot of you are allowing people to sin against other people, and you think that you love them by, oh, it ain't my business. Oh, it ain't my place. Oh, I don't want to get involved. No, that's not how that works. Y'all know we also talk about body life. Y'all also know we talk about the importance of being connected in the body. Why tell me something that you did to somebody and think I'm not going to hold you accountable or responsible for that? No, that's not how that goes. And we know people like that, and we deal with them now. And some people are running. They're running faster than a slave.
Yep.
But you can't run from God. And God is going to take those instances and those moments when you had opportunity to get it right and you refuse. You think God is going to grade and he don't grade on no curve? Especially when you knew what to do. He says, he who know what to do and don't do it, it's a sin. It's sin. So, these people, ladies and gentlemen, these unredeemed people that we are watching, we are in their class. And my wife and I, we've been taking notes. They're called clips. We've been taking notes. We've been taking notes. And not only have we been taking notes, but we've taken the test. And some of y'all need to take this test and ask yourself, what kind of friend am I? Matter of fact, what kind of brother or sister am I? what kind of love do I claim to have for my brother and sister? Do I love them enough to tell them the truth, even if that means the dissolution of a quote unquote friendship or relationship? Because we tell people all the time, if we fall out, it ain't going to be because of us. By God's grace, it won't be because of us, because we're willing to make right whatever we do wrong. But 9 times out of 10, it's because of a sin that somebody don't want to deal with, or we're dealing with immature people. And we can't deal with either one if they're not willing to grow and to deal with it. So this clip, that clip there, man, was like, man, okay, this woman, she's sunning and schooling everybody. Because I've heard too many of you Christians say this. I mean, y'all see what Corey Minor has done. Y'all see what the mob has done. Y'all see what these people are doing. And some of y'all still subscribe to their channel. Some of y'all still support their quote unquote ministries, knowing that these people are foul. And because, oh, well, I mean, that's not my, that's not my, I don't have all the, you have enough. You know this man lied. You know this man has stolen. You just know this man has not paid back the people that he stole money from. You know this. You know that videos have been made, slanderously made, about me, about my wife, about my family, and about other people. And some of you don't even go as far as to report it. Yeah, let's go there. You listen. The Bible says, love does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. And also the Bible says, love does no ill or no harm to his neighbor. The Bible also says that we are to speak, that we are to raise our voice, that we are to defend the helpless and those who are in need. That's what the Bible says. And as a matter of fact, we're so connected with the body of Christ. I shouldn't have to ask you for my help. If you see wrong, if I see wrong, it is my obligation, it is my duty to defend my family. And I'm talking about the family of God. Yep. And what Monique did, she told this woman, hey, since Tyler is your friend, or Lee Daniels is your friend, Lee Daniels is your friend, this is what this man did. Mm-hmm. And that woman was willing to put their relationship on the line for somebody else who she didn't do anything to. Right. But because she was told that wrong was done to her, she was willing to go make it right. Or at least do her part. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Again, indictment. We too scared. But because again, we fear, it's fear of man. We fear what people can do to us, take from us, or not give us. That's fear of man. Which is idolatry. Because what can they give you other than what God wants them to give you? Period. So, but anyway, let's continue on, because now she deals with the whole Packer. What's his first name? Will Packer. Packer. She deals with this kind of lengthy. We'll chop it up a little bit, but check this part out. Difficult to work with.
You have a man that says, I lied on you.
Yes.
I put a rumor out there on you. And I said I was going to apologize. But then you have another man that comes back when I'm offered Empire and says, Mo, they said you're difficult to work with. You're going to be a problem. Where would they get that from?
Well, somebody that's as powerful as Tyler.
Okay. So now I'm scratched from that.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Now when it comes to movies, I'm a difficult person to work with. Ain't nobody ever had a problem with me.
They never said, did anybody say that prior to Precious?
Yes. No, not prior to Precious.
Right.
I've never had a problem with nobody. As long as I was saying, yes, you good. The moment you start challenging, we got a problem.
Yeah, the moment you start challenging, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. It's all good as long as I follow the narrative. As long as I stay in my place. It's all good. Everything's cool. As long as I'm talking about John MacArthur. Everything's cool as long as I'm making videos about your idol. It's cool. It's cool. But the moment you do that, the moment you veer off the plantation, gotta whip you. And she's like, no. Where was I? When was I ever difficult to work with? When I said no, I've already met my obligation. Because if she didn't, she could have been sued. She was never sued. So that shows y'all that her obligation was met. They wanted her to go above and beyond. She said, no, my family comes first, and I'm not doing that. And then she gets lied on. And again, if you don't take away anything else from this live, I want you to go home with this: the dangerous, demonic, and diabolical nature of a lie, and destructive. Again, lies have done more damage to people than what you and I can ever imagine. Some lies people can't recover from.
Yeah.
Some people have lost their lives, have lost jobs, have lost families because of a lie. And if they don't have the resources to defend themselves, if they don't have somebody that will defend themselves and speak on their behalf, their life is destroyed. This woman is giving her testimony saying that she lost tens of millions of dollars because of a lie that someone admitted that they said and did. They admitted it and still won't and still refuse to make it right. For me, knowing what I know now about Tyler Perry, I don't want to support this man. I don't want to support this man. Because here's the thing. How do you make people change that refuse to repent and they have these positions? You hit them where it hurts, in their pocket. You hit them in there, you hit them where it hurts. Because they don't listen. Listen, they don't submit to posts. They don't submit to videos, depending on how far reaching your content is. But they hear change. They hear paper rustle. They pay attention to their bottom line. That's how you affect people that refuse to do right by other people. You hit them where it hurts. You hit them in their financial snot locker. That's where you hit them at. The other clip, and again, so Shannon asked Monique the question about, with these broken relationships and these fractured friendships and things of that nature, this beef between her, Tyler, and Oprah, and all these other people. What he says, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for you all to make this thing, to get back together? And she told him the same thing she told her before 2 hours ago.
What would it take, Mo? What would it take for Monique to forgive Oprah and Tyler Perry?
Be accountable. Be accountable. And for
you want Tyler Perry to say what he said on that tape. You want him to say that publicly.
And he cost my family millions.
And you want to be compensated.
Yes. I want to be very clear about that.
Did y'all hear this? Now, is that listen, I had to stop right there. Is that too much to ask? Is that far reaching? Is that
Some would say that it is.
Yeah. The fool would. I agree.
She doesn't deserve that. That's asking for too much.
Even though he admitted. Now, here's my thing is, I wonder why she hasn't sued him yet for defamation. I wonder why. I can say because maybe they could be exploring their options. We don't know because she sued Netflix.
Yeah.
Now, mind y'all, ladies and gentlemen, people were going after Monique. Remember a few years back about her complaining about Netflix.
She won, didn't she?
Yeah, she won.
Yep.
Settled out of court and then gave her a special.
Yep.
See, when you listen, if I'm not guilty, why would I pay out of court and settle if I know I haven't done anything? No, we're gonna fight this thing to the death. I know I haven't done anything wrong. No, they admitted it. They admitted what they did to her was wrong. They admitted it, and they settled out of court, right, or undisclosed amount of money. But the issue is, he admitted that he slandered this woman. He admitted that he falsely represented this woman and refuses to make right. And so Shannon's asking her, well, what will it take? Yeah, again, biblical principle. If you are truly repentant, then the fruits of repentance should show.
If someone cost you millions, do you want that back?
Absolutely.
So I'm no different than you.
Right.
Especially when I've done nothing wrong.
Right.
Especially when you've admitted that you've lied.
Okay.
Especially when you've admitted that you started a rumor. Yes, you need to compensate me and my family.
For Oprah.
For Oprah Winfrey, you owe me an apology. See, Shannon, Oprah and I had a private conversation about our mothers.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part people don't know.
Right.
I shared with that woman what me and my mother were going through. Now, my mother's no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And I shared with Oprah Winfrey what we were going through and how I felt. And I was, you trying to balance it out because it's your mother.
It's still
And
your
I
mom.
shared that with you. And I shared with her my family and what the dynamic was. And you don't tell me you're going to have my goddamn parents. I was getting ready to say goddamn, baby. It was right there. But you don't tell me you're going to have my mother and my father on your show. And you think that that's just okay? And the way you try to apologize in front of a group of women, if you think I've done anything wrong,
No.
you're going to stop that.
Right.
I am very proud of what you've accomplished in your life.
Mm-hmm.
We respect everybody,
Right.
but we over-respect no one.
Was that a bar or was that a bar? We respect everybody, but we over-respect nobody. I mean, because to do that is idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
It's adulation.
It's too much.
Yeah, let's go.
And Oprah Winfrey walks around like, I can't be checked. I won't admit to that I'm wrong.
I'm a firm believer, Mo. No one is beyond reproach.
No one at all. So when you keep saying, what is it? I'm going to keep answering you the same exact way.
Right.
So if you talk to your camera, I'm going to talk to my camera and see how they split the screen. And we're going to invite them at the same time. You talk to them first.
Tyler, Oprah, I would greatly appreciate it if you two guys would come on Club Shay Shay. We sit down, we have a conversation. This is not an interview. This is not hard hitting. I want you to tell your truth. Miss Oprah, Tyler, tell your truth, and we can get to the bottom of this because, hey, we got an icon here sitting on this couch, and she's hurting.
Oprah and Tyler, I want to say I appreciate my brother Shannon Shaw for saying what he just said, and I want to clear something up. I'm not hurt personally. I'm hurt for our community. I'm hurt that y'all would allow yourselves to sit in something that you know that you've done wrong and not say anything. That helps us not.
Now, notice she's not talking ignorantly. She's not talking arrogantly. And my apologies for that last portion of the video where the guy's name was used in that manner. But this again shows her position has not changed. You want to make it right, then do right, and this will go away. She already dealt with Lee Daniels. She said they're good, they're cool. They moved on, and not have brought that up anymore. And see, that's what happened. Now, sometimes there could be offenses that could be so damaging and so irreparable that I can forgive you, but the relationship can't be the same.
Yeah, there's no.
It can't. You know what I'm saying? That's depending upon the offended, not the offender.
Right.
You don't choose and you don't tell a person that you've offended and sinned against that by this time.
I have to let you back in my life.
No, it's been this long. You should not unless that person has said, "Okay, I forgive you, and I'm willing to work on making this right." Then that's one thing. But if you're telling me, I'm obligated after I have forgiven you, once you've confessed and repented of it, that I have to bring you in my life. I gotta hire you back. I gotta give you the keys to my car that you tore up. I gotta let you come back home after you raise hell in my house. I have to do that. No, forgiveness does not mean automatic restoration and also replenishment of what you squandered and duties that you've messed over. Yep. Forgiveness does not mean that. Forgiveness just means that the debt has been dealt with, the debt has been canceled, we move on. But forgiveness does not mean the automatic restoration of privileges that you and I have squandered and we have belonged. It doesn't always mean that. It does not always mean that. So we need to get that and put that to bed as well too. The last clip is her dealing with trauma and taking responsibility for her actions. A lot of people will try to use their childhood or the things that have happened to them. They'll try to use it as crutches instead of using it as ways for them to help others and to grow from it as well. Not Sydney. He said, "No, we're not doing that. This has been going on for far too long. You're now making excuses for what has happened to you instead of taking responsibility for your actions now as an adult." So he goes in.
There's this thing with us that you can't tell us nothing. And oftentimes when a black woman's been traumatized, she's guarded. Now you take a black woman that's been traumatized and now she got a little bit of money. And you take black men, some of them, that is impressed with the money. So I can say to you what I want to. Not being totally disrespectful, but you know who's running this.
Yeah.
You know how we do this. I've always had an aggressive personality.
Yes.
I have always jumped with if I think you trying to violate. So to say what did that do to me, it made me like this. And it made me say, I'll get you before you can get me. Because I know what it's like to not be in control of what you're taking from me. Right. I know what it's like to be in a position where there's nothing I can do, right? So when it came to men, baby, listen, I had my share, okay? I'm not saying I was no whore. But I was close. Hey, come on now, Shannon, get back to me. Now get back to me and call me later. Call me later, Shannon. Call me later, baby. Come on. Because you a football player with a lot of money. When you go into a city and you was in your prime, you had your pick. It's no different for a woman.
Do y'all hear this? I mean, she's telling us, okay, yeah, this is what I used to do, right? It was silent if you didn't know her, just listen to this clip that she's giving her testimony and how God changed her life. But we know that's not the case. But it still shows God's common grace and him still showing his mercy toward this woman, because she could be an AIDS victim.
Yeah.
She said she had her share.
Yeah.
Right? She said she had her fair share of it, and but she's not one of those carriers.
When I went to a city, everybody wanted to be Professor Ogilvy. Hey, and I would pick him. And this is why I feel the way I feel about my husband.
Okay.
I remember him saying to me one night, because when we first got together, I was a handful, Shannon. And that's when I was really sick in the way that I thought. Right. And he said, check this out. You've used your brother molesting you as a crutch for your bad behavior. Oh. He said, and I won't allow that. He said, when you was a little girl, there was...
I won't allow that. I won't allow that.
How many women would allow their husbands to say such a thing
to say, I won't allow that.
That he won't allow you
now, what
to
you
do
gonna
something.
do? What you gonna do? Okay, I'll find out. I ain't gonna fight you, but trust me, this relationship won't be as long, have longevity as you think it will if you continue.
Nothing you can do about it. But now as a grown woman, every choice and decision you make, it is yours. And I will not allow you to keep on saying, because of my brother. Because at what point do you take accountability for you?
Man, look. Again, I told you all, this is indicting. These are charges against the church, and the church stands guilty. I'm talking about the visible. I'm talking about the visible church.
Sad state of affairs for our church.
Yep. This is it's another example on how God can use unbelievers to deal with his people, believers. Now, I said all that because, again, this is key to how we are as Christians, how we should deal with each other. We don't let abuse and sin and slander and scandal go unchecked. And we don't judge impartiality as well too. We judge with equal scales. No one gets a pass because you're John MacArthur. You're almost on your way out the door. Therefore, we're gonna let you. No, that's not how that goes. If anything, you're on your way out the door. You need to be doing more right than what you're doing now, because you're only a few breaths away from eternity. But no one gets a pass. No one has the right to say, I can treat you like crap and still be called a Christian. Then you're not a Christian, sir. You're not a Christian. You're deluded. You're confused. You're deceived. But you can't be a Christian if that's your pattern of life. So, that's all we wanted to share with you tonight. Any closing thoughts there? What did you think about the video? I know you've watched it as well, but what would you like to share with the viewers tonight as we wrap up?
Well, like I was saying before, it's like it hits me different every time I look at it. Every time I see it, it's like it does something to me.
Yeah.
And I believe I said this to you before we even started, when we were talking about doing this, that this is a huge indictment against the church.
Yep, that's all I thought about. That's all. I mean, that's all I thought about. I was like, man, this is
because we are so concerned about somebody's delivery. We are so concerned about somebody's tone. We are so concerned about not having someone follow somebody else.
Right.
because you don't like that person.
Right.
Not because they're telling the truth.
Right.
Not because they're speaking the truth.
Let's give them something that's kind of funny. Y'all know I'm not who I say I am. Did y'all know that? Were y'all hip and put on game about that? Did y'all know that I'm not who I
Well, who are you?
Listen. Maybe I need to ask testaments and testimonials. Maybe I need to ask Xerix and because that's what's out there now, that I'm a fraud, that my social security number is not my social security number, that I've been living a life of crime for over 30 years. Listen, I can't make this up, y'all. I'm bringing it out because, hey,
I mean,
y'all need to know.
These people, their depth of hatred
that's
is
what it
just
huh?
is mind blowing to me. And I've already seen that there was 4 idiots or 4 people who have disliked this video.
4 idiots. No, they're idiots. You can call them that. They're idiots. A fool don't delight in understanding, but only within his own mind.
You clearly don't have comprehension skills.
Nope.
Because even an unbeliever understands what the word says. We just finished watching 2 unbelievers have a conversation.
2 unbelievers and a transgender.
Yeah, but she wasn't in the
I'm
thing.
just saying, but you got to mention. Yeah, you got to put her in there. Got to give her honorable mention.
She did what was required.
Yeah.
To resolve a conflict.
Oh yeah.
But these 4 idiots.
Cuatro idiotes. So who said this? Who's making this up? His name is Tim Jones. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but nonetheless, these people are part of the mob. Okay, so he's putting out false information, that my name is not who I am. My social security number is not what it is, and for 30 years,
you've had that social security number longer than he's been on this earth.
That boy wasn't even a spot in his daddy drawers.
So exactly,
wasn't even a wet dream. And these people have made videos. You got the Christian Road Runner. I call him the Christian Road Runner because he won't cam up. But Christian Road Warrior. How you a warrior, but you don't want to cam up and face me like a man? So he makes videos, falsely accusing, and all this kind of stuff, right? I've been accused of causing Brenda Lindman's daughter to want to delete herself. That's a lie. No, your daughter was a thought. That was a fact. But and the receipts were the receipts
because we had the receipts showing so.
Once again, the receipts. And all we're gonna do is drop receipts. We'll never stop dropping receipts. Never. So I'm saying all of that because I'm trying to show you all how wicked some people can be who profess to be Christians. And none of these cowards, none of these clowns will cam up and face me. I know they won't come over here. That's fine. I've even gone over to Brother JP's channel. They won't come over there. They'll watch the videos when I pull up, but they won't cam up. Again, the wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. The righteous stand on business. The righteous stand 10 toes down, but not the wicked. So again, the reason why the mob befriends them, because listen, like attracts like. That's why. These people are not saved.
I mean, it's no different than what they've done to Monique.
Right. That's
because
exactly.
You got a whole mob
right.
of comedians who have spoken against her now, who have come out now since she made her video
right.
with Shannon Sharp.
Right.
And they're all in cahoots.
Right.
Of saying that she's crazy, she's
right.
bitter, she's angry.
Right.
She need help. You know, all that kind of nonsense.
Yep.
But they can't say she's lying.
Can't say she's lying at all. Can't produce not one receipt.
They can't produce not one fact that she's lying.
Not one.
But they'll call her everything else than Monique.
Right. And notice Testament said, he was telling Shonda, he said, that's why this is why Seiko and I did what we did. As long as you say you hate Seiko, they will flock. And let me say this as well. Let me show you, because I'm not a draw, in my opinion. But if you pull up my name on YouTube, see how many videos are made about me and the number of views that are made by the content creator that makes them. Case in point, Christian Road Warrior, Arthur Daniels is his name, the one that wears these spiked shoulder pads, and he's an AARP card member like I am. He did a video. I didn't even watch it, but I saw the video because somebody showed it to me as far as the analytics. He did a video, and he had no live viewers that totaled the number of views he had. Right now, I believe somebody can check it, 6,000 views. Anytime my name is mentioned with these fools, these clowns, their numbers go up. But none of them want to cam up. You would think if they really want their numbers to go up, they'll pull up and cam up with me in a live debate. If I don't know hermeneutics like Arthur Daniels, aka the Christian Road Warrior, claims that I don't know, and he has a Talbot Seminary degree, knows Greek and Hebrew as he claims to do, then I should be easy pickings, right? I should be easy pickings for him to sun me. Why these people won't take me up on my offer? Because they know baloney always run from meat grinders, and poodles never fight with pit bulls. That's why. They're dumb, but they're not stupid. And it'll be social media deletion if they were ever to challenge me in a public debate, ever, on anything that I've said, because they're not dumb. They're not dumb. Now, again, it's up to them, but I'm just showing you all the stuff that you see with Monique is the same thing you see with me and other people who take a stand for righteousness. Anytime you have a person like T-God, who we believe is a colonizer, Donnie, I think maybe his name based on the information, not really sure, but I believe that's what's being deduced. This dude talks about, why aren't there any black theologians, but you up here attacking the black man? But because he's a white dude married to a black African wife that he just colonized. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I'm saying it. Challenge me on it, if that's him. Because according to the content, according to what people are saying, his content and him mocking people is the same as T-God's. So, but nonetheless, these clowns won't cam up. And all I'm saying is, how can you be friends and associate with anyone who does and conducts himself in that type of godless behavior and claims to be a Christian? I challenge anybody to refute that. But anyway, that's it for me. Matter of fact, Love, Life, and Marriage viewers, thank you so much. I see you also as well. Thank you all so much for joining on the Love, Life, and Marriage side and in the chat. Thank you all so much as well. Facebook family, appreciate you as well. Thank you. Also, of course, YouTube family moderators, thank you for holding it down as usual. If you all like this video, please share this content. Please share the video. Let people know about this channel, and also Love, Life, and Marriage with the Woods. You see the information. Also, tick it across the screen. Like, subscribe, and share. Please do that. We do appreciate that. Also, if you'd like to support the ministry, you can do that as well by clicking the donation links below. And also, those who use and utilize Super Chat, again, just want to remind you that the revenue cycle is different than the immediate donations that you put into this ministry and on this channel. But nonetheless, we do appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. BCV merchandise, BCV store. The link is below. Also, tick it across the screen. You will be able to go to our store and purchase to your heart's desire. Thank you all so much for that as well, too. Yes, I've heard of Gino Jennings. Gino ain't trying to cam up, bro. Gino ain't trying to cam up. Gino knows he knows who the easy pickings are. He knows who his easy fights
he
are.
canceled when he was supposed to.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Yes, and Montana Viking is the founder of Mob Discord, and you would think about it, an app called Discord. I would not want to be a part of anyway. I would find it to be rather interesting. Discord, not discourse, but Discord. And God said those who sow discord are hated. But anyway, what do I know? I'm just a man that don't know his Bible, right? Don't know hermeneutics.
From Detroit that asked you something?
I thought I answered it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I thought I did.
You may have. I didn't see it.
Bro Cliff said they're not cut from Detroit cloth, bro. Yeah, for sure. Matter of fact, they're not cut from a lot of people's cloth, man. That know that game recognizes game. These people clowns, dog. Straight up clowns. Montana Viking is another. Nobody watches this stuff, but he drops Seiko's name and he gets 1,000. Yeah, exactly. And I ain't getting a dime from these clowns. They ought to pay me. I'm feeding them. I'm feeding these suckers. But anyway, I know, but I'll take it anyway. But anyway, so that's our time, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we do thank you all and appreciate you all's support. And again, we will keep you posted on future videos as we develop them. Keep us in your prayers. Like I said before, the beginning of the live, we will be addressing and dealing with content and more life experiences that I believe is going to be a beneficial blessing to the body of Christ as well too. So we do appreciate that, and we thank you all for joining us. But anyway, that's our time.
Yep.
We do thank you all so much for yours.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, and y'all know the drill. Whatever you do, do all to the glory and honor of God.
God bless.
Bye. You and me will never part.
Thank you for sharing this night. God bless you. Good night.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
It's over! It's over, ladies and gentlemen!
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. all the time. Right, these all good pimp boy, baby.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.